I apologize for being late. I was, in fact, late today. I sat down, ready to go, ready to click the button. I had a solid 30 seconds on my side, and I saw that I forgot my beverage. So I would have been useless. 2-3 hours of straight talking without a beverage. I would not have been able to, the voice wouldn't have made it. I got that, ended up a minute late. Apologies, but I will make it up. I will stay a minute overtime to make up for my mistakes. How's everyone doing tonight? Um, Record year. I am anticipating, I am planning for, I am hoping for. Not just hoping. I am planning for, and I am setting goals for, and I am going to do things that bring me towards those goals. Smart goals. I don't have the numbers in front of me yet, but one thing I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks, January is nearly over. 2025 just started, and January is already pretty close to being over. But 1099 start rolling in, W2s roll in, the wife's W2, I guess my own W2s for myself, for my accountants, for my S corporation stuff. But with all those numbers, I'm going to see what I did in 2024. I am in control of my bank accounts and all that, so like I have a pretty decent idea of what I did. But I am going to see and confirm exactly via numbers. This is what eBay was. This is what Troll and Toad Evo was. This is what Fanatics Live was. Fanatics Collect. This is how much was consignments. And I don't think that video will be ready for... It definitely won't be ready for this coming Monday. I'm going to talk about this weekend a lot. I'm very excited for this weekend. It's not a convention weekend, but it's going to feel like a convention weekend for me. Very excited. Driving over to PK's house, a couple states over, and gonna break a base set box. Talk about that more in a little bit, but let me keep going where I was going. Yeah, 2024 took me places I wouldn't have expected. I did not expect when I started this time in 2024, 1 year ago. If you had told me you'd be doing the vast majority of your business on Fanatics Live, that would have been news to me. I would have thought eBay Live. I would have thought eBay Vault. So many things have changed, and I have these visions. I have these ideas, as I did a year ago, of where I'm going to end up. I'm more convinced. I have stronger convictions of what I'm going to do and where I'm going to do it this year. But if you had asked me last year, I probably had fairly strong convictions then. So it's always interesting to see how people can reflect on forecasts they've made in the past and how they bore out over time. A lot of times you get the PokeTubers talking about this, that, the other thing. You get the charts going up, the charts going down, left, right. And then you don't really get like auditing of that. I did an audit video recently. I will do that every year for the predictions that I make on an annual basis. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that financially. So I did the one, like the general one, the market. I think this is going to do this is going to do that. But I'm going to do like, I'm going to throw numbers out there. I'm going to throw numbers for like Fanatics Live. Last year we did this. I'm going to plan to do this. eBay, last year I did this. I'm going to plan to do this. And this is why. I'm going to give you what I did, what I plan on doing, and then like why I'm shifting. Why is this going to go down? Why is this going to go up? Why are you getting rid of that entirely? Why are you adding this new thing? But yeah, I'm excited for those videos. I'm excited to see where they go. And I'm excited to see where 2025 is going to take us. But that I don't entirely know. A lot of people only plan through the weekend. I try to plan a lot further than that, but you can only plan so far, right? This weekend, I'm quite confident what's going to happen. This weekend, I'm going to go to PK's. We're going to break this base set box. We're going to auction all 36 packs for $1 per pack on Fanatics Live. If you are not yet on Fanatics Live, the link is in the description below. 25 bucks for you, 25 bucks for me, PK Ponga. We split it all nice, not necessarily evenly, but like proportionally to our best estimate on who earned what. In the future, we're supposed to get like our own personalized affiliate links, which will be nice for that. But Jonathan Flint says no OSRs today. It's funny, I have it on my other screen over here, completely AFK. Click one time every 30 minutes and you're good to go. But no, I had a great time. I had a great time with OSRS Leagues, Raging Echoes. I soloed the Theater of Blood earlier today. One of my 2 goals that I tried over the weekend and I failed. I failed on stream, but I did it. Some preparation. Shout out to Flosion, Skya. Shout out to the people who helped me along the way. Red Iron, all the tobs that we ran. But yeah, very very excited for the weekend. Very excited to it's been a while. It's probably been a solid year. I used to do the heavy packs, the light packs, grade the light packs. I used to do all that stuff, take them to the conventions. But interesting. It's very interesting how things change over time. And I will I will definitely forget where I was going with that. I was trying to read chat as I was talking, and then I just completely got lost. But yeah, this weekend I will show a little bit. I'm definitely gonna do an Instagram post. I'm gonna show some of the stuff. I've got some unpeeled vending sheets. If things go really well, I have like a big box of goodies that we could end up auctioning. I'm guaranteeing though, like even if things go poorly, if I'm getting destroyed, my hope is partially like, hey, everyone, people will be linking it in Discord, like, hey, come watch Dan get destroyed. He's selling base set packs that he paid 500 bucks a piece for. He's selling them for 50 bucks. Dan's gonna lose his house. Dan's gonna have to fire up his CV again. He's gonna have to go back to being an engineer. If it starts going poorly, I think it will come back around by itself because people will hear of the deals that are being had. People will come in, and then the deals will start to go away to some extent, right? So the base set box, that's happening regardless. Let me actually go. Let me go on my desk. I had no idea where my frame was, but yeah, we got a base set box, 100%, 36 auctions. It's happening. It's gonna happen no matter how bad I'm getting beat up. I am going to bring a scale. I'm sure PK probably has a scale too, but we are going to open the box. We're gonna weigh a few packs just to verify, like, hey, what is heavy, what is light. We might actually, I'll need to figure it out, but we might we'll probably break it on stream, and then we might weigh them. I might weigh them on the side of the stream while PK is running some auctions or something, just so that we can verify, hey, there's approximately 1/3 heavies here. Here's what, usually 21 grams lights, 21.4 grams heavies, 0.4 gram differential. You want to see between the heavies and the lights. Sometimes it's 0.3. Base usually weighs pretty cleanly. Sometimes the lights are 20 and the heavies are 20.4. So big variance in what they could be, but we'll see how that goes. But all these other slabs that you see that I show you tonight, I will post this to Instagram too. But all of these are, you probably can't read my chicken scratch. These are the guaranteed auctions. These are auctioning regardless of how destroyed I get. Got a nice, I graded 12 of these in PSA 10, and at the time, I think there was only like 14 in the pop. They're from the holiday calendar. I think I graded 20 of them, and I got like 12 PSA 10s, and I had 12 to 15 PSA 10s. I don't know if the pop's gone up. The way that they package those, a lot of them get bent, a lot of them get damaged. I think I got 1 4 and 1 6, along with a bunch of 10s and 9s. But yeah, that one's gonna go. This comes from one of the poncho boxes. I believe the Mega Charizard Y poncho box. You've got then just a bunch of nothing too crazy yet in this stack that I'm showing you, but there are a couple fairly crazy ones. PSA 9, not a PSA 10, but it's a pretty solid alt art card. Got the T-Tar Japanese version. Mid-era EX Reverse Hollow. You don't see those too much. We haven't auctioned those too much. I'm gonna switch hands so I'm not showing you my my boo-boo on my finger the whole time. Charmander, PSA 10 from 151. Napoleon, you love to see the alt art. You love to see the Galarian Gallery. So all of these cards, $1 start auction. January 25th, I will be on site in person with PK. I'm also going to do these. I don't think I'll do a whole set, but I don't know if people want to rip them. We're going to default to like, this is rip or ship. If you win it and you want us to open this, I don't know what it's going to go for, but last I knew they go for $400 or $500. Maybe they're more than that. Maybe they're less than that now, but it's going to be a $1 auction and the market's going to determine what it wants to pay for it. All these things are going to go though. These will all be listed individually. And then if people want to ship them sealed, if people want to rip them, whatever they want to do, we will do that. We will oblige. You've got a 2022. So this is the London. You've got the London Worlds pack. You've got the, not the Champions Festivals, but you've got the, what are they called? You've got the, why can't I think of it? Paradise Resort. You've got the Paradise Resorts in here. So a full set of Paradise Resorts, like 12-ish languages. Used to be 9, maybe it's 11 languages now. Some singles. I didn't put too many singles because I didn't have much room on my desk when I took the photo. I wanted to do like a wide variety. You got level X, you got old school EXs, you got XY era full arts, you've got the new illustration rare style, you've got a lot of the XY ones. You got some WotC. There's going to be all kinds of stuff from all different eras. Yes, the obligatory cross off that thing on your bingo card. There's going to be gray felt hats. There's going to be a gray felt hat insert. There's going to be Mario. There's going to be a Mario Pikachu, not the full art, not the full art. Not going to throw out a $6, $7, $8,000 card on the live stream, but $2 grand, $1,500 to $2 grand, somewhere in there. Got the stamp box. That one's been doing numbers. This thing's been doing numbers lately. I can't believe what this card has done lately. Blows my mind. I thankfully didn't sell too many. Crazy low. But I sold more than I wish I would have earlier than I should have. Which is always easy to say in hindsight. But those are happening regardless. Regardless of what happens, those are all going as auctions. It's not a crazy amount, but it's I mean, counting the 36 packs, it's like 70, 80 guaranteed auctions right there. So we're going to have hopefully 200 plus auctions, but we're going to have a long night of streaming. And that's just a little taste. If things go well, I'll have some stuff. Nothing like, I don't have a Moonbryon. You probably saw the most expensive stuff there, but I've got a lot of other multi-$100 pretty good stuff. I didn't show any sealed. I will do some sealed stuff. Maybe I'll have like a sealed display of 151 booster bundles. Maybe I'll have some Japanese boxes. Maybe I'll have some random loose English boxes too. We'll see. But very excited. Very excited. See Ponga and Peek That Chew going at it. Ponga, you're not a mod. Ponga, you're gonna be a mod. That is moderator. Standard moderator. You're not gonna be a managing moderator. That's too much power for one Ponga, but no banning of Ponga will go on in this stream. Unless he needs it. I'll review his chats right now and I will ban him if he needs it. But yeah, let me catch up with chat. I didn't have too much that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about the live stream coming up this Saturday. I wanted to talk a little bit about Dan Catch 'em All Collectibles. Dan, upcoming video collectibles. The next few videos. I did a 30-something minute video that landed Monday about my 90-day live selling recap. There's 20 things that I didn't get in that video that I wanted to get in there. I don't know how people do it. I actually, let me talk more about Saturday. So I had to completely like dishevel my office. The way that clearly I'm in a corner here. Across the way, I had to set up a camera. I talked with Fanatics. Hopefully Fanatics will be doing a little bit of a push for me, for us, for me, PK Ponga, this weekend. And talking about what you can hit from it. But they're like, we don't want this. We don't want horizontal, long form, 3-hour ranty Dan. We want vertical Dan. We want push the camera 20 feet back, 10 feet back. I don't have 20 feet to go back. The office isn't that big. But they're like, push the camera way back to the corner. Little Dan, big frame, tall frame, knocking over stuff. And they're like, we want a 15-second video. I said, I don't know if you know who I am. I don't know if you know how this works. But they're talking about, and I've heard, like I've listened to Mr. Beast on some podcasts. I've heard 8-minute videos so that you get the mid-roll ads. And I've heard that 2 to 5 seconds, you've got to have the hook. You've got to have this, that. You've got to give people a reason to stay. You've got to tell people what's going to come up later in the video. And then you've got to like give them that. You've got to deliver and you've got to be quick. But that's like across an 8-minute video. What these people were talking about was like, oh, 15 seconds, Instagram Reels, TikToks, whatever it may be. I guess TikTok got saved, so that's still a thing. 1 to 2 seconds, you gotta do the hook, and then 4 to 5 seconds has got to be like the meat and potatoes of the video. Like what? I can't think on the scale of seconds. I think on the scale of hours in my content. My normal content's like a half an hour, and then so like my normal content is like an episode of a sitcom, and my normal live stream is like a trilogy of your favorite movie. It's like I can't do. So I'm like, I'm just gonna record 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna talk about everything you could possibly want to hear, and then more. And then you guys can chop it up. You guys can edit it whatever way you want to, because I don't know how to do that stuff. And we'll see what they do with it. I did my best. I sent it to them today. Hopefully they find something usable there. Um, but yeah, that'll be interesting to see what that turns up. I'm excited though. My video for Monday, if you are listening back later, if you are listening now, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you want, or what you want. What other metrics do you want to hear? The video that I'm going to do Monday, I actually got to record it soon because Sunday night, well, one, it's football, but we're doing the Patreon Sunday night. Jake's going to be presenting, so I don't have like any heavy lifting to do. I just have to be there, talk about the market, Q&A, whatever. But this Sunday night at 10 p.m., I believe we're going to do it. So that it's after the football game, hopefully, and after I get back from traveling. I'm going to unfortunately be traveling on the way back I'm visiting 2 old college friends, and I'm also going to PK's. So it's like a marathon weekend of visiting people, bringing the kids. They all have kids. Gonna have my kids meet and see again all their kids. It's gonna be a long, busy trip, and then I'm gonna be driving home during the Chiefs-Bills game, which kind of sucks. But like, I'll probably get to see either the first half before I leave, or the second half when I get home. I'm gonna target for the second half when I get home. I really don't want to miss the whole game. But yeah, where was I going with all that? Oh yeah, where I was going with all that. So Monday's video, the main thing I want to target, the main thing that I missed on, and I guess I can show a little bit more here while we're at it. I'll do a little light preview of what the video is going to be. What I think it's going to be, but I have to record it soon. It's going to be like, I know I've shown it on a live stream. I think I've shown it on a live stream. I don't think I've shown it on a video yet though. But for anyone who's out there that has ever sold me packs before, whether you have sold me packs or whether you haven't, catchemallcollectibles.com. There's a button right in the middle. Sell me your packs. What's it say on it? Let me verify. Yeah, sell me your packs. Buy list. This buy list will be updated. If I miss a Monday, you'll know because I'm going to put the date and the time that I updated it last. But it's going to be like, I'm always buying slabs, singles, and sealed. Actually, raw singles I'm not currently buying, so I'm always buying slabs and sealed. But I've gotten so many raw singles backlogged that I don't need them anymore for a minute. Oh no, I had my audio off, so you guys didn't hear that. Appreciate you, Mitchell Henry, for subscribing. But if you guys are ever wondering, like, hey, is Dan buying 151? Is Dan buying Crown Zenith? What is he paying? They're all right here. Let me size this down a little bit. They're all right here though. Every pack that I'm buying, all the way back to XY base. I know it's going to be a little bit hard to see. I'm just going to show you quickly. Prismatic, I'm buying at $9 a pack. Shrouded, Fabled, Stellar Crown, like every set all the way back to XY base. This will always live here on my website. It will be updated every Monday. And I am generally buying sealed cases and ETB cases for 75, 80%, depending. And I'm buying PSA slabs for 75% currently. But that's going to be more what my video is going to show on Monday. It's going to be like, hey, here's the live streaming. Here's a couple more bits of data. Maybe I'll talk about like how many items we've sold per hour. Maybe I'll talk about like how many packs we've opened per hour during the Prismatic release, during the Surging Sparks release. I think some of those could be interesting. But I will also show and talk about, like, I've got to keep the boys fed, right? I've got to keep PK and Ponga fed. They're very, very hungry. They're on pace to open 100,000 packs in 2025. So they can't open 100,000 packs if I don't buy and distribute to them 100,000 packs. So I've got to keep them fed, and I need to plug my buy list. I need to plug my me being the outlet for your whatever you have that you don't want. I will buy most of it. So yeah, feed me. Ponga's a hungry boy. He needs to be fed. Oh, I forget which chat I can highlight and which chat I can't highlight. Where'd it go? Oh, I messed up. I need to pop this chat out. Appreciate you, Kashmir Fire, for becoming a member. Welcome to supporter. I don't have a good name for it. I don't have a fancy catchy name, but I appreciate you joining. I see I've got the The emote's working well. Why is my live chat not working? Sorry, I just need to fix my live chat. And there it is. No, where'd it go? There we go. There's my live chat highlight. So with that 20 minutes of ranting, I'm going to scroll back and I'm going to see what everyone's doing. If anyone has any questions, as always, I'll probably be here for about 2 hours, if not slightly longer, 2-3 hours, depending. I played RuneScape over the weekend for 4 hours. I was wondering, am I gonna destroy the algorithm for my channel? As of right now, 73 watching, 20 minutes in. It's less than I've had the past few weeks. I might have broken my algorithm. We'll see if I can stay on topic on Pokemon Market, Q&A. Ask me any questions you have. I will answer them all. Ask me questions about whatever. I will answer them all. And we'll see if we can get this algorithm sorted out for next week's live stream. Yeah, I'm going to scroll back and I'm going to take every question. I see Jonathan Flint dropping some eyeballs in the chat. Lurkin Lowry. Andy Garza wants to know, question, prismatic PC ETBs or 151 PC ETBs to have? I honestly, if I had either of them, I would be selling them. They just don't do it for me. I understand, like, they're performing really well. But to me, I just don't like either of them. Fat Belly Collects says 151 easy. One thing I like more about 151 is that it's older. Is that it's like overall, I do like 151 better as a set. I'm a Kanto guy, so I like 151 better as a set than I like Prismatic. So 151 wins for being older, being less likely to be restocked, reprinted, and then it also wins for me personally, just because I want to chase Charmander, Charizard. I want to chase like Kanto. I want to chase Kanto. So that's where I'm at. How's it going, Gym Leader Pepe? Kooky Cat on top of things. I was late. Apologize for that. Fat Belly got lucky today at Target. He walked in on the restock. I saw a PokeRev's video. I don't watch a ton of his videos, but occasionally they'll hit my recommended and I'll pop one on. And PokeRev went into, I believe it was a Target, and she was restocking like right then. I was waiting. It would have been funny. It would have been funny if someone like ran up, tried like bumping people out of the way and just scooped everything and ran. But the whole time he was recording, like what one girl came up, took one of each thing. Maybe she took less than she would have if there wasn't PokeRev there with a camera on. But that was just a pretty funny interaction. I know a couple people local to me have been having luck. Barnes & Noble, Target, a couple items here and there. I've had a couple people flip things to me locally. Also, shout out to Gary. Shout out to Gary, I believe it was. I hope I'm not... Yeah, I believe it was Gary. Shout out to Gary. I had a local meetup. I don't do too many of those, but I had a local meetup over the... No, not over the week. Well, over the weekend, I guess. Over the 3-day weekend. It was yesterday. We met up at the Turning Stone Casino, actually. Thankfully, I don't think he was intending to take all the cash inside that I'd traded him for his packs. But we had an interesting conversation. Going back to the topic of this video, going back to the topic of, like, Fanatics Live. So for the first 90 days, that was actually something I did poorly. So in my presentation, let me pull my presentation up. I'm going to pull it up for me. I don't think I'm going to pull it up for you. But in my presentation, I showed all the packs that we sold. And I didn't really like extrapolate that out. So I had done a presentation in the Patreon that went a little bit deeper last month in the Pokenomics Patreon. But I showed you all the sales, and I didn't really extrapolate that out. So Surging Sparks, over 5,000 packs sold. 151, thousands of packs sold. Crown Zenith, on and on. But we sold approximately 20,000 packs in 90 days. There's approximately 4 90-day chunks in a year, right? A little bit over that. So 80,000 packs is what we would have done. But I did believe, I believe I successfully mentioned in the video, the fact that at the launch, our pack rips were less of a portion. It was more auctions, less pack rips. And then it's kind of trended over time, and I'm sure these things will fluctuate over time. There will be times that I need more slabs and singles, and I need less packs, and there'll be times where I need more packs, less slabs and singles, which is kind of the season that we're in right now. But yeah, 20,000 packs is what we had sold in Q4 of 2024, and early numbers from what I've pulled on first 2 weeks of 2025, extrapolating for what 2025 is going to be, leads me to being 100,000 packs. That's without adding a third streamer. And I would be surprised. I would be I can't G word. You never know. Like if I tried to G word things about what my business was going to be doing last year, 2 years ago, I probably would have guaranteed. I guarantee that I'm going to be listing 5 items a day on average on eBay. I'm not doing that right now. I would have guaranteed. I guarantee you I'm going to ship at least 10 packages to the end consumer every week. I'm not really doing that anymore either. Appreciate you, Java, gifting 5 memberships. Let me. Here we go. Let me throw that highlight up there. We're gonna see the lawnmower drive by 5 times. But yeah, let me so I can't guarantee it, but as close to guarantee as I can. 99.9% chance that I will have a third streamer well before the end of the year. I'm leaning towards Q1. I'm quite confident it will be Q1. So stay tuned for that. But there's probably going to be a second platform, and that's probably going to be eBay Live. And then there's probably going to be a third live streamer. I have had more and more people reach out to me. I appreciate everyone reaching out. There's a solid chance. Like, again, I can guarantee. I'll actually give you this. I can guarantee that I've already talked to the person who's going to end up being the third streamer. I don't know who it is yet, but I've talked to over 20 different people at this point. Early on, PK Ponga were the first 2 people that I ever talked to. They're streaming for me. And I've talked to several other people that I know really well. And I've talked to a bunch of people that I don't know that well. And I've talked to some people that I didn't really know at all until I had a conversation with them. But I can guarantee that the third streamer has already been talked to. Probably don't update your resumes and pass them along to me. If you want to, it can't hurt. But like, don't wait on it. Don't wait up for it. Do your own things in the meantime. But a third streamer will come. I don't know who yet, but it's going to happen. And it's not going to be a replacement for Ponga. Ponga, you're safe. You're safe for now. You got to be careful, but you're safe for now. You are on a little bit thin ice. You're a little bit on thin ice with all the Fox Nostalgia slander that you were doing at me. But I forgive. I forgive and forget. So you are still gainfully independent contractor to me, but not can't say employed. That's the wrong word. But anyways, third streamer is gonna happen. Over 100,000 packs is gonna happen. My first smart goal that I will leak here for the year is going to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. In 2025, my goal is to sell 100,000 booster packs of Pokemon cards. Crazy. Never would have guessed that 10 years ago, to any point, up to 6 months ago. I would have never guessed that I could do, not through me, I'm not opening them, but a few people are going to be opening them through my channel names, through my sourcing, through my sourcing of it. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I talked about it in Monday's video, but live streaming is fueling so much of my business right now. I think live streaming is fueling so much of the boom right now. Ponga says, funny how everyone reached out after they heard some pay ranges. I never said exactly what the pay ranges were. I guess I alluded to different numbers a little bit, but if I laid out the exact number that I was paying, I'd probably have a lot more people reach out, even after saying that you don't need to. But they're doing a great job. Ponga and PK. Ponga says I don't praise them enough. They're both doing a killer job. PK is live right now. He's live five nights a week. Ponga's live 2 nights a week. And I'm looking forward to giving them both the opportunity. Like, I'm not going to take in a third streamer. And I had some of this conversation on Monday. I'm not going to take in a third streamer and say, hey, duke it out with PK and Ponga. You've got to fight for prime time. We've got one platform. We've got 7 nights. And prime time is like 8 p.m. Eastern to like 1 a.m. Eastern probably. I'm not going to say, hey, duke it out. Winner take all. It's going to be like, hey, at the same time a third streamer comes, it's going to be, hey, we've got 7 primetime slots on Fanatics. We've got 7 primetime slots on eBay Live. eBay Live is going to be new. We're going to have to build it the same way we built for the past 3 months. We built Fanatics, and it was a little bit harder earlier on. The auctions were a little bit rougher. PK tried some day streams a couple months ago, and they were pretty rough. At some point, I'm sure, third streamer, maybe PK, maybe Ponga, will toy around with some more day streams, PTO, whatever it may be. They will toy around with some day streams, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, my plan, and this is less smart goal because this I still need to see, and I need to concrete exactly what the possibilities are. I don't know enough yet to make a smart goal around this aspect, but like day streaming, I really like the idea by the end of 2025 having. Right now we're already live every night. Between PK and Ponga on one platform, we're live every night on Fnatic. I would like to get it where, and maybe this is too much. I genuinely am gonna run into a wall with how much I can source. That takes care of itself easily once you go from 75 to 80 to 85%. If you pay 85%, I could probably source enough to feed 10 streamers. If I was paying 85 to 90%, if I was working for like 0.5% margins or slightly negative margins, I could probably keep 10 streamers fed. But 3 or 4 is probably where it'll cap. Probably 3 or 4 streamers. Definitely 3 is going to happen. 4 could potentially happen by the end of the year. But if I could get to where we're live on Fanatics and eBay every night, and then we're occasionally live during the day. And one big thing too, I would love to be able to do one of these boxes every month. I'm not going to be there personally. I'm excited to do this one. I'm going to kick it off the same way I kicked off the launch stream here with PK. But someday, going to Chicago, breaking a box with Ponga, breaking a box every so often. I mean, PK is only a 4-hour drive or so. So breaking big boxes every so often with PK. Maybe he comes here, maybe I go there. Maybe Ponga comes here, maybe I go there. But, I mean, this was like, this is not only nostalgic to me as of 25 years ago, not really, because like I never even saw a box. So I only shopped at like KB Toys R Us. We had no LGS that I ever went to. We probably had some, but I didn't know where they were. My parents didn't know where they were. We went to Toys R Us. We went to KB Toys. We went to EB Games. So I never even saw, like, I don't know. I can't think of the first time I saw a booster box. I might have not seen a booster box until 2013, 2014, when I got back in and I realized, hey, Phantom Forces. And I realized, like, hey, all these new sets, all these sets that I missed. And I went and I opened one of every box. So I'm nostalgic for this more from 10 years ago than from 25 years ago. And I'm excited. Like the dream initially when I got back in 2014 was to open every box I missed. And I did it. The dream now is to do it again. There's a lot of barriers. There's a lot of barriers. It is very hard to break. I mean, these Diamond and Pro boxes. These Diamond and Pro boxes now are $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. That's $300 a pack. That's $200-$300 a pack. The EX era boxes that I was personally opening for $500, $700, $1,000, $2,000. Actually, never $2,000. The only boxes I paid over $2,000 on were, I want to say EX Team Rocket Returns. I paid like $700 or $800. I want to say Elex Full On Phantoms because it was towards the end. I paid about $1,000 on. I never paid $2,000 for any EX era box. And now you've got a lot of them, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, like nearly $50,000 for EX Team Rocket Returns. So that's not a very smart goal. The one smart part that I could make it, I want to open every WotC box. I think that's more achievable. It's hard. I can't say that I can do it in consecutive months, but a smart goal for me, by 2030, I want to open every WotC box on Fanatics. And again, not me personally. I want to afford the opportunity. PK's already talked about it in his live stream last week. He's never opened a base set Raichu. I want to make that dream for PK to come true. I'm not going to open a single pack from this box on Saturday night if or until PK pulls a Raichu. If he opens the first 10 packs and he gets a Raichu, it's like, hey, I might slide in. But like, I'm going to tell PK, I'm not going to pull a Raichu in front of you. You're going to do it. You're going to open all of them. Maybe I'll run the auctions. I might run the Mario Pikachu. I might run some of the bigger auctions. But maybe I'll let the professional do it. I'm the professional sourcer. I'm the guy that gets the stuff, sends it to him. He's the professional streamer. So I'm probably going to let him man the captain's seat for the most part. And I'm just going to assist in whatever way I can. I'm going to be the assistant there. And I'm excited for it, though. I'm so excited. And the thought that the thought that I could let PK open a Skyridge box someday, maybe, And I see Ponga in the chat. His dream is Crystal Lugia. Let's do it Sunday. I've opened, so back when I was opening boxes, I've opened Crystal Lugia. I opened 3 Aquapolis boxes, 2 or 3. I think 3. I think 3. I'd have to look back over my records, but I'm pretty sure I opened 3 Aquapolis boxes because for whatever reason, they were very available at the distinct time that I was chasing like that goal. And I bought like 3 of them separately for around $1,200 to $1,600. I want to say I paid $1,200, $1,300 once or twice, and then I paid $1,600 final time that I opened it. And crazy. To do that again, we'd have to be paying $30,000 plus, is I believe what they go for now. But by 2030, I think that's a completely realistic goal if the market continues on the way that it's going. Maybe if the market goes down in the dumps, maybe if Aquapolis boxes come back to $1,200 again, then it'll be easy, right? Hopefully we don't go that route, but no, I'm so excited for what 2025 might have in store for us. At Catch 'em All Collectibles and the hobby as a whole, so excited. I'm so happy. I'm almost done shipping direct to consumer. I have shipped very few. Shout out _retrospecs on Instagram. He does all the Japanese booster boxes on my eBay. That's the majority of what's selling. I think I shipped like 8 Metazoo orders earlier today because it was a long weekend. But Retro shipping several boxes a day on average, Japanese boxes. And other than that, I don't have any Pokemon slabs on my eBay anymore. They're all going either to Fanatics Collect, my own consignment platform arrangement thing, or they're going to ZNG Emporium, or they're going to Fanatics Live. I don't sell any slabs anymore on eBay of Pokemon. I might have some other random ones. But yeah, I'm just shipping, I'm just selling Metazoo singles and then some random oddball stuff. And there's a decent chance by the end of the year that I won't be doing that fulfillment either. So one of my big goals that I mentioned for 2025 is to be done with B2C, business to consumer. I want to be all B2B. I want to be all B2B, and I want to be to where I can take a couple weeks off, ship an extra box out to PK Ponga, ship an extra box out to Fanatics, DNG Emporium, sealed shiz consignments, ship an extra box out there, ship an extra box out to Probstein, and not have to do the direct customer service. Just deal with my consignment partners, my independent contractors, all that stuff. That's where I want to be. So big 2025 goals. How's it going, Shug Nasty? MD Index. Okay, so this question was asked over 30 minutes ago. I'm going to start working my way through the questions. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Appreciate your patience. Basic, if you're still here. With Doge officially in office, what kind of regulations that exist in other markets would you hate to see implemented in the hobby, and more specifically for your business? So Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, what kind of regulations that exist in other markets would you hate to see implemented in the hobby, and more specifically for your business? I mean, right now, so much of my business is rip and ship. We're going to be ripping and shipping over 100,000 packs in 2025. So I know in some like European countries, I think it's hit more like the loot box type thing. It's hit like the CSGO. It's hit those kinds of things. They've had to restructure the way they advertise them, the way they do them. But I never see it being the case. But if somehow these things were deemed gambling, and that's like the nuclear option. If Pokemon was told you can't have randomized booster packs, you can't have people not knowing what they're getting. You can only have pre-constructed decks. It's not going to happen. I am as confident as I could ever be in anything. Everything would be affected. Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Flesh and Blood, upcoming Metazoo, Meta 2. Every game would be affected. Not only that, it's not just these. Go down a toy aisle in 2025. Lego minifigures are randomized. All different kinds of dolls, all different kinds of everything are randomized. And you have a 1 in 100 chance at the gold one, the silver one, the special chase one, the variant one. So that is the worst thing I could ever see happening to the hobby. But like that is like nuclear, catastrophic. It will fundamentally change everything. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If this clip ages poorly, we're doomed. The end is, I couldn't even imagine the YouTube thumbnails. I couldn't imagine the YouTube titles. If the Department of Government Efficiency, and maybe they target the the betting apps. And maybe they go after DraftKings, go after FanDuel, and they're like, hey, Pokemon, that's pretty similar. That's gambling too, and that's for kids. That's bad. I mean, in a lot of ways, it would be valid. In a lot of ways, there are people harming themselves financially due to this. There are, I mean, it's just gambling. That's all it is. It's gambling. It's, there's ways you can, I mean, you're guaranteed to get something, blah, 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 all that stuff. But like, it is primarily gambling. Everyone wants the chase. The bulk is tossed aside, especially these rip and ships. Like, that's just the way people see it. It's not going to be doged away. It's not going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not going to be governed away. I wouldn't imagine. Pongo wants to know if you can get red lights again. I'm putting Kai to sleep with my smart goals. What makes smart goals actually smart? Specific. Hold on. Let's do it. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. That is what makes smart goals smart, Grimer. Here's a smart goal by Terrestrial Festival by the Palette. Who started Terrestrial? Who is the monster that started Terrestrial? It is Terrastal. Terrastal Festival. I know I ranted about this in my video on Monday, but our live stream auction titling was terrible for a while, and it was my fault. I mean, I'm the one like running it from the top, and then they're just like, now they have a spreadsheet with all the names, all the standardized titles, and they just copy paste those over to schedule future streams, and it'll be a lot cleaner when I'm doing all the reporting. How's it going, the big potato? How's it going, Stems Gems? How's it going, Unknown X9? Cool. Peak That Shoes says, question, Dan, do you think you'll reach a point financially where you'll go back to having a PC? Also, did you and Nick finalize the gross revenue challenge for this year yet? LOL. I'm gonna destroy him. He's gonna say it's cheating because I have employees. I'm gonna say they're not employees, they're independent contractors. They're other businesses that I'm interacting with. Like, but he could have that too. He can have that too. He just doesn't want it. So that would be a clean sweep for Catch 'em All collectibles over old school Pokemon. But I could see myself. I could see myself potentially having a PC someday. That said, even if I had, it's hard to theorize, right? You only know. Like, I know what I would do if I had my current net worth, because I'm doing it actively. I know what I would do. But if I had 10 times the net worth, what would I do? It's easy to theorize. It's easy to say, oh, I would do X, Y, Z. I don't exactly know what I would do. I would peel back even more. I'm already peeling back. I'm already Mexican fisherman. I'm already taking the foot off the gas. I'm already outsourcing a lot of stuff. A lot of that outsourcing, that time, especially this summer when the family's off, I plan on taking more family trips. I plan on working less hours a week. While the kids are in school, while the wife's in school, it's like, if they're working, I mean, school is work for kids, right? If they're working, I'm going to be working. But like, when they're not working, I will have to do some work, but I want to really take the foot off the gas and do less work. So there's a chance, though, 3, 5, 10 years from now, maybe 20, 30, 50 years from now, who knows? There's a lot of coins that I would love to collect. There's even more Schultz and Dooley merchandise that I would want to collect. There's some cards that I would go back for, even at potential future projected increased prices. Like, some people get so wrapped up in, oh, this $1,000 card might be 10 grand one day. To me, it's like, I want to sell it today at 1,000. As crazy as this sounds, I don't know where life is going to take me. Hopefully it treats me well as it has over the past 34 years. But I might be selling cards today for 1,000. There's a reality where I buy them back as a collector in 10 years for $10,000. I don't think that will be the case. One, I don't think there's many cards that are 1,000 today that will be 10,000 in 10 years. But there could be. Look at sports cards. Look at the market cap of the Fleer Jordan. Look at the market cap of like a lot of the sports cards. Look at the serial. Like, look at all the different crazy stuff in sports. Pokemon could grow to an obscene extent And there's so many conversations right now. Rudy, a lot of other people is like, is this all a new normal? Is Pokemon growing to a new extent where prices are being jumped up drastically to catch up with where they should have been all along? That could be true. But like the absolute bull of bull cases, there might be $1,000 cards today that are $10,000 in 10 years. And I mean, a 10x in 10 years, that's I mean, the compound annual growth rate for that is obscene. But there's a world where I might 10x my net worth in the next 10 years. And proportionally, it would be equal, right? Like if I'm worth X today and a card's 1% of that or 1/100th of a percent of that, and I 100x, sorry, I 10x my net worth while the card 10x's, it would proportionally be the same. But even at like, so say, follow me here. We're going to get a little complex with math and the diminishing returns that additional wealth provide. So I'm still at a point in my life where I'm not yet financially independent. If things keep going the way they're going, I'm not too far off that. But each additional dollar, like if you give me $5 million tomorrow, I'm financially independent. And it changes my life in drastic ways. It is massive to me. To many people, $5 million, boom. If you give me $1 billion tomorrow, changes my life in every which way imaginable. But like if you give me $1 billion and $5 million, I don't even see or feel that $5 million. If you give me 50 million versus 55 million, they sound different, but they're not that different. The marginal utility of that last 5 million on 50 million or on $1 billion compared to like from 0 to 5, it's crazy. And the marginal difference of whatever your FI number is, your financially independent number is, the marginal utility of the first, that amount, for me, I mean, I've already put the numbers out there. So like, why don't I just use the numbers? 25 times. So 4% rule, 25 times your annual expenses, $60,000 are our current annual expenses. I did that video last year. I'll probably do it again. I'll probably do the updated 2024 Catch 'em All Collectibles household spending. I did it for 2023. It was a fun video to make. I think it was interesting and useful for me to look at. We're doing well financially, and we've definitely like let the purse strings a little bit looser, and we've been a little bit more free with our spending. I don't even know. Like, I don't track it close enough to know what we spent in 2024 right now. I have an app on my phone that I haven't logged into in 4 months, but I could pull it up quite quickly. Maybe we'll actually do that while I'm talking. But the number is easy to calculate. I mean, $60,000 times 25. $60,000 times 25 is what theoretically per Bill Bengen, if he's yeah, it's $1.5 million. I was gonna say 1.5 million, and I'm like, let me double check that before I say it. But $1.5 million. So if I were to just get $1.5 million in a brokerage account, tax free, all that stuff taken care of overnight, that would make me financially independent. I mean, if I were just to be topped up to there from what I have now, that would make me financially independent. But when you put a second 1.5 million on that, and in this theoretical hypothetical that I've been talking about for the last 10 minutes, if I went from 1.5 million to 15 million 10 years from now, in this theoretical example where I'm financially independent, I likely wouldn't be spending $600,000 a year. I likely would be spending $60-ish thousand a year. I don't see much additional spending aside from travel. Travel would be the big one. But we eat well. We go out to eat a decent bit. I guess once my kids get older, I see our spending increasing a fair bit. If they get in a lot of the extracurriculars, if they start traveling themselves, when they have cars, when they need cars. My parents provided me cars when I was younger, me and my sister. But my kids are probably going to have cars paid for them. They pay the insurance. They put the gas in it, whatever it may be, similar to what I had growing up. So my expenses today are 60 grand as a household. There's a decent chance through inflation, through my kids 10 years from now, my expenses might be 100,000. My expenses might be adjusted for inflation, $100,000, 80 to $100,000. So, but that still leaves a lot of room. If my net worth were to be $15 million, I think there would be room to collect. I think there's room for me to say like, hey, we only spend 100 grand a year. Our investments kick off 600 grand a year. All this excess. What do we do with it? Maybe I start collecting again. So I just took like 15 minutes to answer that question, but I think it was a really good question. if my life treats me well enough, the way that I think it could, I could see a future Dan where he's a collector boy again. Last 10 years have been different seasons of Dan. Collector boy Dan was 2014 to 2019. Demon capitalist Dan selling everything, getting rid of all his collections. 2020 to 2024, especially from 2021 to 2025 now. That's where Dan's a business. He's selling all the things that he wasn't gifted, that he didn't pull himself, that don't have a direct story. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where we go. But great question. Appreciate you. Peeked at you. It's very cold here this week. The break is Saturday. Odds of the base set box being a rare G.I. Joe error box. So I got this from the most consistent source that I've known, the most consistent source that I've seen. I don't know who his source is, but it is someone who has a lot of boxes. It is someone, like, he's probably moved hundreds of base set boxes in the past few years. I've personally bought 8 to 10 boxes from this same guy. So it is the most confidence you can have in any kind of a box. Again, you can't like guarantee anything, but 99.99999% that this is it's case fresh. It's always a shame to break a case set box. But another thing that I'll shout out, I've had a couple people reach out to me. Hey Dan, you said you're breaking a base set box, and then you might do jungle, you might do fossil, you might do rocket. I had a couple people reach out already with jungle and fossil boxes, which would be the next two that I need. After that, base set to rocket, gym heroes, gym challenge. If all goes well, I'm going to be locking down next week a jungle and a fossil box already. If all goes well, I need a rocket box. I need gym boxes. Feel free to reach out to me if you have boxes. It would be for a box break. So like, don't sell me resealed G.I. Joe stuff. If I get something from a source like the one I have that is like bulletproof, I'm going to open this on site with PK in person. If I ever get a box that's questionable, I've already had this conversation with two people that I'm talking to about a potential jungle and fossil box. I'm going to open it. Like I would go desk cam. But what I would do right now, if I was breaking this Saturday and I just got this box in, I would go 2cam. I would cut into it. I would open it up. I would check out all 36 packs. I would weigh a handful of them, make sure there's the heavy light distinction. It's harder with rocket. It's harder with base set too. So what we're doing with this, we're selling heavies, ripped. Heavies you have to, if you buy a pack and it's heavy, it's getting ripped and you're getting the hit. Hopefully Charizard, hopefully something good. Hopefully whatever your chase is. But if it's light, it's going to be ship sealed. With rocket, with base set too, that's not as much of an option because they're very hard to weigh. So I'm going to have to figure out, we might just have to do, you buy a pack blindly and you decide, do you want it ripped or ship sealed? And it might end up being light. So a break like that, I thought about doing that for this, giving people the option, like, keep the scale away, just do it natural. If you rip people's light packs though, they will get destroyed. If you rip people's light packs, they will turn a $500-ish pack into approximately $5 worth of singles. And that's just painful. If you buy into this and you get a light this weekend, you're going to get a $300-400 light pack. If you grade it as a PSA 10, you're going to get a $500, $600, $1,000, I think $1,200 a PSA 10 unlimited base set Charizard artwork sold for recently. So like, you might be able to get a base set light pack, ship sealed, and make money if you grade it as a PSA 10. You probably won't make money. I'm not trying to like be a sleazy salesman in that fashion. It's just like, it actually could happen. It's not insanely far-fetched. But with base set 2 and rocket, that's a lot harder. So yeah, I am very confident that we're not going to have that kind of a, that would be terrible. Doing such, all the promotion, hopefully Fanatics does a video for it, doing the whole push, and then it's G.I. Joe, we all got duped, agreed. We're not going to get duped. We're not going to get duped. That would be miserable. How's it going, Pokemon Tana? Plumbing business been good. Love to hear that. Was talking to Pokemon Tana earlier today. Gold Star Umbreon to start the year. Insane. Yes, I've seen. It's insane what so many different cards are doing. It's absolutely bananas. Big That Chew was helping me, but I wasn't looking at that chat. Paradise Resort. My man sold his trophy and forgot about the Peasants World promos because they're mid. Oh, that's funny. Nikki Slavage says, "Don't feel bad, Ponga. Dan and I are childhood friends, and he doesn't mod me." No, the wrench is it's a free job that you have now. More work, no pay. Dan, thoughts on you not commenting gold medal on my first comment? Was that on Monday's video? My bad. Manga is always the first commenter on my videos on Mondays at 1 p.m. and then I always give him his gold medal. Sometimes Grimer beats him though. Sometimes I have to silver medal Panga. I believe there's been a time that he's missed the podium entirely, once or twice. But usually he's wearing that gold medal. The first comment goat for sure. Yeah, the Mew that I showed like half an hour ago, $300 plus and a PSA 10, crazy. Odds of my base set box break creating the real boom like Logan Paul did. I do not think I'm gonna Logan Paul the market for us, but if I do, you're welcome then. If I do, you're welcome. I don't think that will be the case though. I would not bet on it. Does Fanatics still have fat heads? I don't know. I remember those things. My kids actually have. I bought from the Pokemon Center some of those big like vinyl decals you put on the wall. You can peel them off. You can put them back on. I remember those commercials from like 20 years ago. I haven't seen one of those in a long time though. I'm not sure. I'm gonna Google it now. I'm actually really curious. Maybe I'll get a big Jets fat head. Fanatics fat head. They do. They do. You can get like full size. Let me I mean, I don't have an affiliate link for this part of Fanatics, but I do have one. I'm a big fanatic of Fanatics. I'm a big fan of Fanatics. Let me go back here. To camera. Let me turn Chrome back on. So yeah, $125. You can have a life size. I don't know why Lamar Jackson was the first one that came up, but you can have a life size Lamar Jackson fathead for $130. So they still make them. I've never had one aside from the Pokemon ones my kids have. I've never had like an NFL. I've never had one of those. I see we're up to 111 people watching now. Not quite what I had the last few weeks. I think I did damage the algorithm. I apologize to the almighty YouTube algorithm. I dared to play old school RuneScape during a Pokemon market boom, and the algorithm is slightly punishing me. I told my wife about that. I told some people about that. I think I talked about that 3 hours into the RuneScape live stream. It's like I always hear, if you do something wrong, you need to tiptoe around the algorithm. If you look at it the wrong way, if you do the wrong thing, they will banish you to the Shadow Realm for like the next 6 months or a year. I always thought like that's not the case whatsoever. I would have fully expected to have 200 plus live viewers again tonight, but I have 50%. I have less than 50% of what I had last week. I guess it's real. I guess it's real. By the end of my 4-hour old school RuneScape stream on Saturday night, I had 4 people watching, and I was rating Theater of Blood with 3 people, and I think with 3 people counting me, and I think all of us had it open. So I think I had 1 viewer at one point. Let's see. You want to chase at pulling a base Charizard for $1? Boom. Fanatics asking Dan to 2x himself is gold. How's it going, inept card collector? Ethan says, is the Team Rocket set after Journey Together? I believe so. I think we know now, but I'm not positive. I'm not good with this. I believe we know that Journey Together is the next one. SV Surging Sparks was SV8. So Journey Together is 9. And then Rocket would be 10, presumably. So I'm on the Bulbapedia page. Journey Together is definitely 9. I'm pretty sure Rocket's 10. Maybe we don't know fully. Let me look up SV10 Pokemon. Yes. The Pokemon card set SV10 is a Team Rocket set. This is what the AI thing is saying. Yeah, Glory of Team Rocket. The Glory of Team Rocket is going to be SV10. So yeah, I guess it's the full set. I know that there was some unknown about that for a while. People were going back and forth on, is it going to be a specialty set? Is it going to be a regular set or not? Dan's not buying Raw. The top is in. It's all downhill from here. So the main reason I'm not buying Raw, one, because I have 2 monster boxes full. I have approximately 10,000 cards backlogged that are anywhere from $1 to like $50 cards. There's some pretty good cards in there. I've been skimming some out to send to Skya for TCG player a little bit here and there. But I literally have 10,000 singles backlogged. Whenever Streamer 3 starts, they're going to get a monster box of singles that they can just have to stream whenever they see fit. One thing you will never find, one thing that I will not allow to happen on a Catch 'em All Collectibles live stream. I've gone into Whatnot, I've gone into Fanatics, I've gone into eBay. Some people don't sell things. So some people just like sit there and wait for things to sell. If you come into a Catch 'em All Collectibles live stream, there will be things in the buy it now waiting for you to buy them. There will be, and if nothing's being bought, if nothing's being opened actively on screen, there will be conversation going on. There will be singles being auctioned. Even if it's just 50-cent, $1, $2, $5 singles, something will be happening. So whenever Streamer 3 starts, and I know PK and Ponga both have this, they have thousands of singles at their fingertips to choose from as they see fit. They have tons of packs. They have some random sealed stuff. Like, they will always have stuff to keep them going. And I told PK and Ponga this. I want them at all times to be able to stream for at least a month. Maybe they'll run out of certain sets. Maybe they'll run out, like, they'll definitely run out of certain things. But if I, for whatever reason, didn't ship them anything new for a month, I want them to be able to maintain streams, like reasonable streams during that time. So yeah, Ponga's throwing shade at the other streamers on our platform, but it's not just the Fanatics. Like, definitely there are some on Fanatics, there are some on Whatnot, there are some on eBay. You go in and it's like there's 20 people there, a couple people talking, maybe there's music going on, the person's not talking, they're not ripping, they're not selling. It's like, what's going on here? At Catch 'em All Collectibles, we move product. You're gonna go in, you're gonna get a show. PK Ponga, they're gonna dance for you. They're going to put on a show. They're gonna pull the big hits. They're gonna pull the big chases, and yeah, if not, they're gonna be auctioning stuff. So, but 10,000 cards, I might have a year worth of singles backlogged, genuinely. Slabs, I might have a few months worth backlogged, but like not as bad as a year. If I ever get to where I have a year of anything, I'll probably stop buying it. Like Shrouded Fable, I think 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago on stream, I did the math. I have a century's worth of Shrouded Fable. I think we sold like 9 packs and whatever. I did the math and I have like over a century's worth of some sets. Pokemon Center says, so are we going to let the Bubble Mew turn into a 500 to 600 plus card without saying anything? It's selling a ton every day. Isn't the Bubble Mew $1,000 now? I haven't had one in a while, but I believe it's $1,000 now. Dan, isn't enough enough? Enough is enough, but more is better, is more than enough. More is more than enough too. There's over 100 live viewers right now, Brad. There's 100 right now. It could have been 200 if I didn't play RuneScape. Channel dies 2025, cause of death RuneScape. That might be the last RuneScape stream I do for another year. I might have pushed it there. Dan, should I sell my 15 cases of prismatic PC ETB? I would personally, if I had them. Yes. But should you? I don't know. Opportunity cost, cash flow, yada yada, buckets, all that good stuff. There will be, it won't be in 2025, but maybe I shouldn't say it won't be. Maybe I shouldn't say. There will be. I'm confident. As confident as I can be. There will be another Dan channel in the next 5 years. I'm leaning towards finance would come first, but it could be like if I scroll through shorts on YouTube, my shorts, my Instagram reels and my shorts are all like barbecue. They're all like seafood boils. They're all this crazy, delicious. I was going through last night with my son was watching me watch YouTube shorts. Wife was giving the daughter a bath. We were playing Pokemon Go. We were doing whatever else. And I'm like, let me browse YouTube shorts while he was doing his Pokemon Go thing. And then he saw like, that's a juicy steak. I heard him say like over my shoulder, that's a juicy steak. Yes, that is, son. That is a juicy steak. And I love making food. I love eating food. Somehow I managed to lose 30 pounds since the start of last year. But I could see myself, I don't know if I'd be able to make the production value though. I would need an editor. I just rant and ramble at my smoker for a couple hours. and I cut up the food. I would need to figure out how to present it better, and then I would need someone to edit it well. But some of those shorts have 10, 20 million views, showing chicken wing, showing a seafood boil, showing cracking king crab legs and dunking them in a bunch of butter sauce. Uh, I I might do that someday. I might have a channel that does that someday. We'll see. Um, finance too though. Finance too though. We'll see. Rain in Highlight says, "Hey man, just found your channel and new to this hobby. Any kind of tips for someone getting into the hobby?" I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna do it. Smart goals. Whether you are collecting, flipping, scalping, investing, know your budget, know your financial limits, set hard limits, and obey them. If the crazy opportunity comes up, like if you limit yourself to $500 a month, but then you walk into Costco and there's a pallet of stuff that you could spend 2 grand on and sell it to Dan, check out my buy list, and you just make a guaranteed $1,000, make a guaranteed $2,000. Like obviously, a budget, even if being firm and true to it, you can still flex a little bit. You can still flex a little bit for opportunity cost type situations where like you can't afford to not buy something, to just flip it and move it on. So biggest advice is like start slow, watch a bunch of content, don't blindly follow anyone, myself included. Watch, listen to different perspectives and take them into account. Use them to help guide your own decision making, but don't let them like blindly don't blindly follow them. Don't blindly follow anybody. Be your own person, make your own decisions, and don't allow yourself to blame others if someone says, "Oh, buy this, buy that," and then you do and then it goes down. It's always you at the end of the day. And again, whether that's collecting, doing business, flipping, whatever it is, Pokemon's gonna be here for a long time. Don't FOMO, don't rush, enjoy the ride. Those are like, that's a lot of different little bits of advice. Let's see. Panga says, once you can consign 6 figures, let me know. Greeny says he can. Oh, buy it now. Is there a minimum amount of packs you want to buy at once? So I will buy anytime I have something on my buy list, I will generally buy hundreds. Like I will definitely buy hundreds. If you have two, like sometimes people ask me like, "Hey, do you want 50 of these?" I will always want 50 of whatever's on my buy list. If I put it on my hot buy list, so yesterday was the first day, or did I post it today? My days are mixed up because of the long weekend. But for the first time, I posted what I'm calling my hot buy list, and I will show what that was. Let me see if I can find how to find my own page. So my hot buy list, let me go back here. I am buying 151 for $8 a pack. I'm buying Evolving Skies for $16 a pack. Fusion Strike for $6 and Paldea Evolve for $4.50. So what I'm going to do is like a handful of sets that I really want more of now. I will put them on my hot buy list. I will make a separate post, a separate story, separate from my website buy list. And I will say like, I am buying minimum 1,000 of each of these at higher prices than normal. So my default, my go-to for buying loose packs is 70 to 75%. But if I really want them, I will go 80, 85%. Hopefully I don't have to often, but like 90% if I really need something. So that's when they'll be on my hot buy list. Hot buy list for this week was Evolving, 151, Fusion Strike, and Paldea Evolved. Just today and yesterday, since I posted it, I locked down over 2,500 packs of 151. So I actually realized on that post, so if you want to sell 151 to me, 8 was not quite 80%. I said in my post, I had my math wrong. I had 75% in my spreadsheet when I made it. $8.30 is what I'm actually paying on 151 for the deals locked in as of today, as of yesterday. And I've locked in 2,500 packs. So I'm likely 151 won't be on the hot buy list next week. But Evolving Skies, I bought 0 this week. Fusion Strike, I bought quite a few. Paldea Evolved, I bought quite a few. So it was a successful first week. But like, I said all that without answering your question. I apologize for ranting and rambling so long. Ideally, $500 plus. Like I am on pace to sell over 100,000 packs in 2025. If I buy them 100 packs at a time, I need to buy things 1,000 times. Ideally, I could buy a chunk of 1,000 packs 100 times, right? Get that same 100,000 packs. So I have had times where I buy like I've had times where I bought $200, $250 worth of stuff. I just don't like to do it by rule because it's as time consuming to buy 100 packs for $300 as it is to buy 1,000 packs for $3,000. Not exactly the same, but pretty close. Ponga says need 151. I locked down 2,500 of them today, so they're coming. They're coming. I have 500 packed for you too, Ponga, and they're gonna be in the mail tomorrow. I'm not gonna pull this up on screen, but I have a spreadsheet where I track inventory for Ponga and PK, and so Ponga, I have 500 going out to you tomorrow, and I have another 2,500 locked down. So yeah, over $3,000 like accounted for. Not all going to you, some going to PK as well. But that's on top of another 1,000 plus going to PK already. So over 4,151 packs sourced in the past couple weeks. Green Shiz about to take over the steel market. Will they take MetaZoo booster boxes payment though? I bet you hit it by September. I don't know if that's the 100,000 packs or what that is. I'm going to try to catch up though. I know you're trolling, Ponga. I appreciate you. Just moved all my windows around and find where I left them. Get rid of that one. Sorry, okay, I was gonna say I thought I closed it, but I didn't close it. Continuing on. April, baby, let's do it. April, I don't know which set he's talking about. Aquapolis, maybe? Ethan saying Ponga's a good guy. I took the Chiefs -1. I think I took the Chiefs minus 0.5 points. I think I took the Chiefs straight up. Fanatics, right when the game ended, right after the Bills game ended, I'm like, I lost $100. I put $100 on the Ravens -1.5. I put $100 all, $90, 90 something, 90 and change, because I had like $490.20. So I put like $90.20 on the Chiefs -0.5 or -1.5, and then I'll probably put more on them before the game actually happens. 25% of base set boxes don't have a Charizard, so hopefully it doesn't happen. But some amount of them have 2 Charizards too, so that would be amazing. It'll be one thing that's interesting about selling the packs and then ripping them as you go, not like pre-selling out the whole thing, is if we hit first pack a Charizard, some people will think like, oh, no Charizard, I'm going to spend less now. 2 Charizards can happen though. Like every box, it's not guaranteed to, but most boxes duplicate something. I've opened over a dozen base set boxes in my time, in my day, and almost every one has duplicated something. I could do the math on it. Maybe I'll pull up chat GPT in a little bit and figure it out. But there's 15 unique hollows that you can get in base set. No Machamp, there's 16 in base set, but that is exclusive to the 2-player starters set. So there's only 15 you can get in here. You get on average 12. Sometimes you get 11. Sometimes you get 13. So like we might not have 12 hollows. We might have 11, but we might have 13. Hopefully we don't get some crazy numbers. Super Duper Danny during the boom opened that one like Neo Discovery box that had 36 hollows. I don't know what happened with that. That was crazy. But hopefully it's 12 hollows. Hopefully it's at least 1 Charizard for my sake. Hopefully it's a Charizard in the latter half of the box. Hopefully it's not a Charizard in pack 1. One thing I love, and I've watched a lot of box breaks, when you go like 6, 8, 10 packs dry with no hollow, so like if we auction one and oh it's light ship sealed, oh it's light ship sealed, I mean we're gonna mix up the packs on screen. We're gonna have no idea what's going, like obviously we're not gonna control that. It's just gonna be true chance. But as the breaker, I would rather it go light, and then get the box juiced, have it be 12 hollows left in 30 packs, 12 hollows left in 24 packs. I remember being in Vegas when we were tracking the base set first edition box break. Nick and I did not yet open our packs, and we were doing the math on it. There were like the last 6 packs. I think there were 5 hollows in the base set first edition booster box. People were worried it was a resealed scam box because only 6 packs, only 6 hollows had been pulled out of like 30 packs. And it ended up being a true box, though. It ended up being a true box. I got my Magneton. Nick got a Zapdos. And it was wild, though. It was so wild. But that one was all pre-sold. It was pre-sold through Golden. I bought a slot. Nick bought a slot. Every which way you can do it. There's pros and cons to each. And it makes for a different kind of a show, depending on the way you're doing it. But it's fun. It's fun. Like, I'm gambling, too. When I sell this as the streamer, I'm gambling. I spent $17,500 on this box. I'm going to auction 36 packs for $1 a piece. If we pull Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur back to back to back in the first 3 packs, not likely. Not likely at all. I'll probably get ruined. I'll probably be ruined because people will be like, oh, the box is dead now. What am I going to pull? A Hitmonchan? What am I going to pull? A Poliwrath? If we pull like juice out of the gate and most of the packs become light, I can get wrecked. Like, there can be a good crowd there, but I can just get destroyed from people thinking like, oh, the good things are gone now. And it could be like Charizard first pack, and then the whole box could go like poorly. I could be losing a bunch of money. And it could be Charizard last pack. And it's like, oh crap. Like, I was telling you guys the whole time that there could be 2 Charizards, but you didn't believe me, and then I got destroyed and you guys got 2 Charizards. Like, that could happen. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, I hope it goes well enough that I don't get wrecked and that I can buy a jungle box for next month. But if it doesn't, I might still buy a jungle box for next month. If I lose 2 or 3 grand on this, if I lose 5 grand plus on this, I'm probably not buying a jungle box for next month. If I lose 2 or 3 grand on this, I might still buy a jungle box. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If I make a few grand on this, I'm buying a jungle and a fossil, and I'm working on a rocket base set too. Like, I'm gonna be going for it. Kashmir Fire wants Neo Destiny needs a shining. What's the rarest box you currently own? Is it the base unlimited you're gonna open this Saturday? Yes, this is the rarest box I own. The only other boxes I own, I guess if you want to count Metazoo, this box is rarer. There are less of this left sealed. I'm 1000% confident than there are of this. There are thousands of these left. I know people. My source has sources that have account for like hundreds of cases of this for sure. Theoretically, and maybe I could be wrong. Maybe more of this were printed than was supposed to be. But what was it? 2,500 boxes, and then a lot of them were open too. So like, this is the rarest box I own by pure quantity that were originally printed, combined with like how many are left today. And I have 3 of them. I have 1, 2 here, and then I have another one elsewhere. So I'm gonna jump down to the live. I need to be better with this. But Binks, Dan, would you ever speculate how many unlimited base set boxes are left? I've had this conversation many times before. I've had this conversation 10 years ago on E4. I've had this conversation a couple years ago in Patreon, in Discord, various places. I believe I've had this conversation on YouTube a year or 2 ago. If I had to put a guess on it, I would say there's 5,000 to 10,000 boxes left. I would lean towards higher than 5,000 to 10,000 boxes. Some people are like, no, there's no shot. There's no way. There's no way there's more than 100, or no way there's more than 1,000. Like, I know if you look at Whatnot and eBay and Fanatics, and this is only going to be the second base set box broken on Fanatics, which I'm excited to do. Hopefully we can break a lot of firsts on Fanatics. But if you look at Whatnot and eBay and Fanatics and everything added together, there was probably 100 base set unlimited booster boxes broken last year. Probably hundreds. And that's just on public facing live stream. As crazy as it sounds, some amount of people buy these and open them today. I was at a Collecticon, I forget which one, multiple different Collecticons with multiple different people. I had WotC boxes at Collecticons before. I had a guy, he didn't end up buying it, but it was a guy, must have been quite wealthy. He was like, hey, can you tell me more about what that box is? I think I had like, I think I might have had an Evolutions box for $800, or maybe an Evolving Skies for a few hundred. I had a Modern box and I had a WotC box. And he's like, can you tell me about the difference between these? Can you tell me about what the chase is, what the hit is? I'm looking for a box for my son. And I'm like, oh, well, that one right there, like that one, you see the price on it. I think I had it for 13, 15,000 at the time. Like, oh yeah, like, yeah, I might buy that one for my son just to open as like a gift. Like, holy crap. That happens to some extent. Doesn't happen a ton, but it's out there. It's out there. Some people have a lot of money the marginal utility. As I said, you have 10, 20, 50 million, $100 million, $1 billion, 10, 15 grand is like going to the casino and losing a couple $100 at the blackjack table. It's less than that proportionally. So yeah, crazy world, crazy world. But I would speculate several $1,000s. Basic. If you want to sell any of your boxes, and one thing that I plan on doing, if all goes well, base is as far as we could take it. Do we hit Sky Ridge and then do we stop? Do we hit whatever we hit? Do we hit Neo Genesis and then we just can't swing it? We can't do it. I don't know. eBay Live though, eBay Live's gonna fire up at some point in the next few months. Maybe we start eBay Live with a bang. Maybe we start eBay Live with a base set box. Like we did Fanatics Live big. Whenever eBay Live starts, I want to start it big. I don't want to start it with like, hey, here's some 50-cent singles. Here's some dollar. Like, I'm gonna start it with 10 grand plus. Maybe I'll start it with 20 grand plus. Our first Fanatics stream, we did like 22 grand. I might start eBay Live with a base set box. Maybe since PK and I are doing the first one, I don't know if Ponga's still here. Maybe Ponga will break a base set box to kick off eBay Live. Maybe Ponga will start eBay Live. Maybe I'll be there for another base set box. I genuinely don't know. I don't have these things planned out. But you could auction all 36 packs and then rip. That is a possibility. I was talking with the people at Fanatics, and I was talking with a couple other people. I talked with PK and Ponga a little bit too. You could do that. That would, again, there's pros and cons to every method. But probably just gonna do it one by one. Probably just gonna do it one by one so that I'm gambling along with them. Let's see. Was wants me to remove the seal right now and start ripping. Definitely not. My son, so a lot of the hobby, a lot of kids especially are like moderner, betterer. Prismatic Evolutions is the best set of all time. All that stuff that I'm always talking about. My son is so excited. I haven't let him hold it yet. I would need to make sure he has no sharp objects in his hands while he does it. Because like I told him, we have this. I told him we're transporting this to PK's house, and he's gonna be asleep while it's happening. But he knows that this is being done this weekend. He's excited. We're going through just earlier today. He painted his Pinewood Derby car. He did the base coat with me the other night with Dad. We did the sanding, we did the rough cutting, the sanding, all that stuff. Father and son. And then we did the base coat of paint. He's painting his Pinewood Derby car like a cheetah. His cheetahs are fast, and he wants his Pinewood Derby car to be fast. But he did all the spots and stuff with Mom. And then after that, we went out into the garage where I have a bunch of singles staged right now. We went through like a couple thousand singles. His memory is insane. His ability to go through stacks of hundreds of singles and like, I don't need that one, I don't need that one, I need that one, I need that one. He's like, we did go to his binder. We wrote down like maybe 10 or 20 numbers of like, we need these Pokemon. And we found over 10 of them. But then some of them, it's like, he didn't have this on his list. He just knew that he needed Pinsir. He knew that he didn't have it. A couple of them he thought he didn't have. We came inside, he put them away in his binder, and it's like, oh, I actually did have Amarouche. Amarouche is one of them. He grabbed it because he thought he didn't have it in his binder. He ended up having it. But his memory, how correct he is most of the time. And when he's going through, he knows what WotC cards looks like. Not going to get it right every time, but like, is that one base set? Constantly, he'll be like, is that one base set? That one's jungle, it's close. There's the symbol for jungle. Base set has no symbol. Then he saw the Black Star promo, I believe 28 Eevee. That one doesn't have a set symbol. Is that base set? That one's a promo. That one doesn't have a symbol either. But or maybe that one does have a symbol. I can't remember. But anyways, he is very hype and excited about base set. He wants to open a base set pack someday. I actually have. Talk about silver lining. Talk about like the CT scanning, the piping of the packs, all that stuff. I have a loose base set pack from years ago. I don't remember what box, what lot I got it in. I might let my son open that. I might let my son open that base set pack someday. If he's a really good boy, maybe on his birthday, maybe on Christmas. But he's so hyped and excited about the thought of like opening base at some time. If I can verify that it's a hollow, I mean, it would suck if we open a light pack and there's $400 down the drain. That would suck. But it would suck too if like we opened a base set heavy and it was a polyrath. Sorry, Ray. Sorry again, Ray. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely not ripping this box right here, right now, though. And I'm definitely not letting my son. He's asked 50 times. I'm not letting my son rip the box. Definitely not gonna happen. Maybe a pack someday. Warriors Dynasty Part 2 says, damn, you're just gonna be busy counting money all 2025. I'm gonna be busy counting packs, counting singles, counting slabs, counting a little bit of money too. When are you having a barbecue for your loyal followers? I probably won't be going to any Texas Collecticons this year. I was gonna say like find me at a Collecticon. Let's go out to a barbecue joint. I can't treat everybody, but if the year treats me well, I will. I will. I just read Ponga's comment. Who's the best triple dipper you know? Ponga, you're the best triple dipper I know. He's got a 9 to 5. He's working for me. He buys retail releases from Walmart, from Costco, from wherever. He flips them to me. So he buys them retail, scalps them to me for 80% of market, whatever, and then he streams them to me and makes money there. So like, yeah, man's triple dipping. Some amount of that probably on the clock with his 9 to 5. That's where the triple comes in. But someday maybe I will have a barbecue channel. Someday maybe up in upstate New York, I will have a big bash. Everyone's invited. I will smoke whole hogs. I will smoke 10 briskets. Maybe someday. We'll see. Supposedly the Turning Stone Casino is doing like a big conference center area. Maybe that could be a future Collecticon location. Maybe it could happen sooner than I realized. Who knows? Your beard seems to be growing at a compounded growth rate. 10 pound, 10% compound annual growth rate on the facial hair. $100 booster boxes went 10x in less than 3 years. Yeah, crazy. Mo money, mo problems. Not if you do it the right way. If you do it the right way, I think this is very incorrect. I think a lot of people that get more money find more problems and make more problems for themselves. But it's like too much money, more problems if done improperly. Too little money, more problems if done improperly. Well, more problems in almost every instance. But work Panga. I meant works alongside me as a separate entity, business to business, business to business. No money, no problem. No money, a lot of problems for sure. Oh, this is when I talked about my expenses won't go up drastically. It won't be around the world travels. It'll be around the country travels. I want to see all 50 states. People talk about how expensive kids are, how expensive travel is. You can do a lot of things in life for significantly cheaper than most people do them. People talk like I'll rant and ramble about this in my 2024 Catch 'em All Collectibles household finances. But I'm a family of 4. Yes, my mortgage is paid off, so I don't have a mortgage. That is a massive part. That would be an additional. Where I live, my 15-year mortgage used to be $900 a month. So to be fair, if my household spending is 60 with no mortgage, it would only be 70 with a mortgage. So it's not like it's that drastic. But yeah, my household expenses are 60 in a house that's way bigger than it has to be, with 2 brand new cars. I mean, well, 1 2-year-old car, 1 new car. Like if it had to be, my household expenses would be $40,000 a year. So yeah, you can do a lot of things very cheaply, and that's with travel, that's with going out to eat some, but being more reasonable about it all. Question: how do you feel about illustration rares? Last couple days, I've been buying a ton. I feel like at least once during this Pokemon journey, we will get an IR boom. I like them. I like them a lot. IRs, SIRs, Galarian galleries. If you take a Pokemon, even if it's an ETB promo, if you take a Pokemon and you extend the art across the entire thing of the card, I don't care what you call it. Do you call it a full art or an IR or an AR or an SAR or an SIR? I can't remember what all these things even mean. If you encompass the entire 2.5 by 3.5 inches of the card with artwork, I like it. So yes, I like IRs. The box is literally case fresh. There are 5 brother and sister boxes that came along with it, and there are hundreds, if not a couple thousand, cousin boxes as well that I will likely be breaking more of down the line. How's it going, Snack Bread? I've got my #1 fan in here. Raji cards. OG Weedle Farmer says, I just came home with a Happy Meal. If you know, you know. So one of my buddies, my best buddy, since I was in 1st grade, we used to call each other on the landline, and he used to live around the corner from me. We used to call each other on the landline when we pulled the Blastoise, when he pulled the Charizard base set 2 from Christmas. Must have been Christmas 2001 or something. He's diving back in. I'm actually going out to dinner with my wife, him and his girlfriend, and I'm bringing in tow. I don't know what his budget is. I need to figure out how many packs he wants me to bring, but he's diving back in, and he's hearing about and hearing coworkers, and some of his coworkers successfully scalped some prismatic evolutions, I believe, and some successfully got it at retail just to open it and experience it. But he's diving back in with Crown Zenith. I told him about all the different sets. I showed him my buy list. I told him how the live streaming works. I told him about my margins, and I'm gonna give him a really good deal. Not free. First one's not free in this instance, but I'm giving him a really good deal on Crown Zenith because I bought several thousand Crown Zenith packs a few months ago when it was $354 a pack that I was paying, and I'm gonna give him a good deal on like 50 or 100 or however many he wants Crown Zenith packs, and I'll be interested to see where he goes with it. But he almost came back in with 151, and he got a little bit discouraged with how crazy the prices were at release, and he almost got back in a couple times. Years ago, he did open like a Primal Clash box. I remember him being at my last house. He came over, we had some beers, we got pizza and wings, whatever, and we played some Call of Duty. And he opened some packs. I believe it was Primal Clash. That was a long time ago, man. But Crown Zenith is the one that's gonna bring him back in a little bit later. A little bit like I'm gonna try to keep him 6 months to 18 months behind the times. Stay out of the hype, stay out of the FOMO, open the things from last season, and do it like open twice as much as you would chasing the latest, greatest, newest thing. More people should do it, but they just won't. My buddy is quite reasonable, good financially. He's got all his buckets sorted out. He's gonna dip his toes back in. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. I ripped 9 packs of prismatic with my family. I'll probably let the kids rip a little bit more. I'm not gonna rip any more myself. I ripped 1 pack. My wife ripped 2, and the kids ripped 3 each. We opened 1 ETB as a family. Now I have a fair bit more of it. I've bought in the past 4 days. I've bought 3,000 packs of prismatic, I believe. I met up with Gary at Turning Stone Casino for like 1,400 packs, and then I have at least probably another 2,000-3,000. So I might have 3,000 to 4,000 packs of prismatic. I have them all documented somewhere on spreadsheets, but I just don't remember the numbers off the top of my head. And yeah, the streams need it though. The streams need it. Dan, have the pack rips showed any signs of slowing for PK and Ponga? No, they've only sped up. One thing I should do, so I want to show in Monday's video, I will try to. I want to show the October. Like I showed the numbers, but I want to show the packs. So how many packs in October? How many in November? How many in December? I want to show month over month because I showed that it was like 20,000 packs, and I showed surging month over month. But I want to show just straight up how many packs, and I want to see how much and I'll keep track of that every month moving ahead. If I rip 100,000 packs, it probably won't be 8,500 packs a month every month all year. It'll be 12,000 packs a month and 6,000 packs and 10,000 packs. It'll be all over the place. We do have Terastal. We have Terastal Festival. I believe both Ponga and PK should still be in stock. So if you want like the bargain way to chase, the same cards, same artwork, different language, those are available as well. Appreciate you, Basic, for dropping the link. Token Fun says you should have unlisted that live. Heard that helps. I thought about it. I thought about falling to the please the almighty algorithm, but like when MetaZoo comes out, I'm gonna make a couple of videos about MetaZoo. I still have a couple things to do for closure on that, and I'm not gonna like. This channel is me. This channel is Dan. This channel is antiviral. Sure, I've had a couple lives recently where it's 200 viewers, near 300 viewers last week. When MetaZoo died last year, I had 300 live viewers on that. I've been on Alex's channel. I've been on other channels, 500, 600 live viewers. Retro's channel, 500, 600 live viewers. But like, I'm still gonna be me. It, I've never delisted a video. I've never taken one down. I've never I've never there's definitely like using the word investing. Using the word investing is one semantic thing I've changed to conform to the market because like people bullied me into it. I kept trying to say speculate, speculate, speculate. Dan, you're investing. Dan, you're investing. No, I'm not investing. I'm speculating because XYZ. Dan, you're investing. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna use the I word. It's more catchy. It's better in the titles. It's better in the thumbnails. I will use the I word. If I use the I word, but I'm still not investing. I'm speculating. I do a word swap. It's like when I'm in front of my kids. There's times when I'm in front of my buddy, when we're out at dinner, I might swear. I might cuss in front of my buddies, my coworkers, my whatever. I'm not gonna talk like that in front of my kids. So in this analogy, I'm gonna say shit in front of my friends, and I'm gonna say crap and poop in front of my kids. In this analogy, I say investing and I invest, but like for my YouTube community, sorry, I speculate in Pokemon Sealed, but I just have to call it. I have different words that I use for different people at times. I need to suit the situation. I need to suit the people. Investing. I am speculating, but I have to call it investing because that's what you guys make me do. So like, I will conform to that extent, but I will not conform by unlisting my RuneScape live streams. I will not conform by not talking about MetaZoo. I will talk about what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it, and I will play the video games I want to play on YouTube when I want to. I will do what I want, boom or not. If the night of my RuneScape live stream turns out to be the absolute peak of the market, and I effectively destroyed the boom myself, I apologize. But like, I gotta be me, right? I gotta be me. I've I, I am me. I am me. Like I've had this conversation with people. I will be many IPAs deep at 2 a.m. at a bar, at an Airbnb, wherever, at the hotel, trade night. And I will be given the same disclaimers. And I've had people shout across the Dan's talking about taxes. He's the same person he is on YouTube. I promise you. I'm the same person I am on YouTube. I promise you. If people think I'm different, it blows my mind. If I go on different channels, if you see me in person, this is who I am. So yeah, long ranty way to say that I'm not gonna delist that live. I will do future RuneScape lives, and I will do future MetaZoo videos. But let me continue on. Yeah, Dan, if pack rip slowed down. Definitely not. Definitely not. It's not the algo. So that's another good take. So AP Sports Card saying it's not the algorithm, it's the people. Like, hey, I clicked on Dan's thing on Saturday night, and I saw him playing a 25-year-old point and click medieval MMORPG. Like, I don't want to see that again ever. I'm gonna punish Dan, not the algorithm. People are still getting fed it. They're just choosing to not go. Dan, I'm gonna take a month off you, Dan. I'm gonna quit you forever, Dan, because you showed me because you showed me MetaZoo, or because you showed me RuneScape. Fair. That's fine. That's fair. I will take that L if I have to. Is your Fanatics Live fee them to you same as your auction fees? No. Fanatics Live and Fanatics Collect have entirely different fee structures. Similarly for eBay, eBay and eBay Live have entirely different fee structures. Who cares what the set order is? We're going to Mars. Let's Manga says it's quite a skill to shift stream to fit what's being bid on. Yeah, absolutely. Like they have literally a monster box of singles beside them. And they get people asking, like, hey, do you have an Oddish? Hey, do you have a Muck? Hey, do you have Dragonite? Hey, do you have Charizards? And to some extent, they need to like cater to what people are asking for, right? And then on the fly, it's like, hey, I want to rip some Obsidian. I don't see you having any Obsidian there. Oh, hey, we have it in the back. Let me get that up for you. I put at least an hour into pulling a wide variety of singles every stream. Brad's trying to go to Chicago in April. Chicago in April is actually one that I can't do. Not 100%, but like I'm pretty sure I have a family engagement on that weekend, so I will probably have to target Chicago in the fall, or maybe I'll just do a special Chicago trip so that Panga and I can get some one-on-one time. Panga's gonna like that one. A not financial advice channel. Where are we at? Would you let a friend PC a card in 2025? I may or may not have let a friend. I do know I have a good inkling at what this friend makes on his side hustle. So I did let a friend. I was party to a transaction that allowed a friend to PC a card in 2025. Was says I couldn't afford to not buy 151 2 months ago. Bing says, dude, I do not know the Brad Lord. You guys not really not like each other. Brad loves me. So if you watched it, if you were my age, which Binks, I think you are around my age. Did you ever watch Hey Arnold? I am Arnold. Brad is Helga. I beat Brad. Where'd it go? Oh, I think it fell over. I think it fell over, but I beat Brad in basketball in Chicago. He challenged me to a game. I don't know how tall Brad is. I'm 6'4" 3/4. He challenged me to a game of basketball, and I wiped the floor with him. And I won a Van Gogh Pikachu that he signed. And he just likes to chirp. He likes to pretend like he doesn't like me. Hopefully not to the same extent as Helga. Hopefully he doesn't have a shrine of Dan at home in his closet with a bunch of old. I don't chew bubble gum, so like there wouldn't be all the chewed bubble gum to build like a statue, a figure. Hey, at least you're not asleep this time, Brad. You got me ranting about you, but at least you're here for this one. He said this Lion MF. He's my #1 fan, but he likes to show his fandom by like being mean to me, a la Helga Arnold. uh I think Binks gets the analogy, so must be familiar with Hey Arnold. Thankfully, Aquapolis or Skyridge would be amazing. I would love to do a second lap of all the boxes. It would be so hard though to do. Paul Legends is over $10,000. Diamond and Pearls, like black and whites. There are black and white boxes that are several $1,000s. It's crazy. You can hit a bigger dollar card in a $5 prismatic pack than a $500 base box. I mean, not entirely. So the upside of this, if you hit a Charizard and it grades a 10, odds are very low. To be fair, the odds of hitting an Umbreon that grades a PSA 10 would be higher, probably, than hitting a PSA 10 Charizard version of this. But like, to be fair, you could hit, and I don't know what it would even do. I think there are Black Label base set Charizards. PSA 10 base unlimited Charizard is 10 grand though. PSA 10 Umbreon won't be 10 grand. The first one might be 3-4 grand, 5 grand, who knows? First one might be crazy. I think it's 1,500 raw. I think that'll come down, but it might go up. Who knows? Who knows? Crazy market we're in. But like, PSA 9 is, so PSA 9 of base Charizard is like 1,500 lately, I think. PSA 10 is like 10 grand. If the odds of this would be astronomical, there might not even be one out there. If you black labeled, I don't know what that card would be. Certainly more than a black label Umbreon from it, and that Umbreon would be 10 grand plus. So I get what you're saying, but to be fair, you can hit more $500 plus cards from that set than you can from this set, because the only ones you have here in PSA 9 at least are Charizard, Blastoise. I don't even know what PSA 9 Venusaur is. I'll have to brush up on what some of the prices are. I don't even know. Let's. My son has a very good memory with a lot of that kind of stuff. Always wonder if we're the last generation who buy Pokemon. I'm quite confident we are not, because like my son loves it. He's so excited about like the history, the base set boxes, the old stuff. He loves seeing all the mid-era stuff that I showed earlier. He loves seeing and learning about like level X's and primes and legends, and he likes seeing the history of all the different things. I know most people, it's modern or better, the things that I say on my channel, the higher pop, the better. Like my son is intrigued and excited by all of it. If my son got into the hobby in the same time environment that I did, he would probably have a similar goal of like, I want to experience everything. I want to open every single box. If you open a booster box and pull the best card in the set in the first pack, are you supposed to disclose that to someone that buys the other 35 packs? I always did. So obviously in a live stream, if people come into the live stream and we're an hour into the box and people ask in chat like, hey, what's been pulled? I will tell people if a Charizard's been pulled. I will tell people if 2 Charizards been pulled. I don't know if I'll go to like keep, someone in chat probably will. Maybe on the side I'll have a little notepad and I'll keep track of how many were sold and how many hollows were sold. But I used to sell. I used to take heavies to conventions, and I would tell people honestly, it's like, hey, here's a heavy fossil pack. Dragonite was pulled. Gengar was pulled. Hey, here's a heavy jungle pack from a box. Jolteon was pulled. But I would also be honest with them that like I've opened a lot of boxes, and some of them have 2 Vaporeons. Some of them have 2 Snorlax. Some of them have 2 Vaporeons. Like all those things are possible. So I will always, if people ask for it, I will always give all the information. Like if you go on eBay, I will not be honest to the extent that like, don't buy this. Like I won't put in the title of my PSA 10, and I don't have any more listed on eBay because I don't really sell them on eBay anymore like that. But if I have a PSA 10 Celebrations Charizard listed for $300 and low list is $270, I'm not gonna link to the lowest listing in my own listing. I'm not gonna say like, hey, this isn't the cheapest, but it's here if you want it. I say that on YouTube, but like in my eBay listing, I have the title, I have a photo, I tell you when I'll ship it, and that's it. And same thing with live streams. Like being completely open, honest, transparent. We are not always the cheapest. Like we're probably rarely the cheapest. Across all of Drip and eBay Live and whatnot and Fanatics and everything, I pay PK and Ponga pretty well. And I'm netting a pretty good price for the packs that I'm selling on my live streams. We're probably not the cheapest on any of the packs we sell. The wide variety of platforms there are, literally thousands of different Pokemon sellers, TikTok, some people do it on YouTube. Across every platform, we're probably not the cheapest on any single pack we sell. But like, I put that information out there. I don't say it every time, but like, yeah. So honesty above all else. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. Transparency. If people ask me the question, I'll answer it. Yeah, all that good stuff. So, are you required to though? Are you required to though? So, I said it. I said, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. So if someone asks you, I guess you could plead the 5th. In my opinion, it would be fine morally to plead the 5th. But if someone asks you, did a Charizard come out of this box? And you say no, and you know that one did. That's lying. That's straight up, that's just bad. It's not illegal. It's not illegal. You're not going to get arrested for like, oh, hey, a Charizard came out of that. You said it didn't. But, yeah, that's my takes on that. I will always answer honestly. I always have in the past. There's been times where I had a couple boxes going, and I'm like, hey, here's a loose pack, $700 for a heavy. I can't remember. There's been times where I say, I can't remember. I have 2 boxes. This came from one of them, and a Charizard was pulled out of one of them. It's like, I can't remember if it was this one or that one, but it's like, odds are even if one Charizard was pulled from your box, there's a 1 out of 15 chance your heavy pack is going to have a Charizard, right? That's just the way the math works. We're bad at math. Our brains are bad at it all. If one Charizard gets pulled from this, people will think they're like, oh, now I can't pull another Charizard. Your odds are still 1 out of 15 of pulling another Charizard from a heavy pack. 1 out of 45 total. Bookie Martin says my property taxes and home insurance alone are $30K a year. $60K is wild. My property taxes are high for where I am, relative to like other houses near-ish to me. It like in New York, the variance is crazy. In the school district I'm in, it's a pretty good school district. There are school districts within 30 minutes of me where this same house price would have double the taxes. And then there are also school districts within 30 minutes of me where I would have half taxes, if not slightly less than half taxes for the same value house. So like the school districts vary wildly in what the what the tax rates are on what the well, I guess some of that goes to the value of the house, and then some of that is dollars per assessed $1,000. But yeah, my school taxes and school and town taxes here are like 6K. So 10% of my household budget is paying school and town taxes. And if you're curious, more in depth, what my household finances are, I showed it. I showed it on YouTube in a video last year. Look up 2024 household or sorry 2023 household spending revealed. I will make that video again. I'll make that video again for this year. Well, for last year. I'll make it this year. Do you think we are too many holding sealed product right now? I characterize it as the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. The immovable object is the vast amount of print runs unlike we've ever seen before. 12 billion cards a year. The immovable object is the vast amount of pallets of product being invested in. I'm investing in product by the pallet. But the unstoppable force is the fact that even though I'm investing by the pallet, I'm ripping by the pallet. I'm ripping 100,000 packs this year. So it's like I'm simultaneously investing and ripping by the pallet. So I'm taking pallets off the market to sit in a warehouse, and I'm also taking pallets off the market to rip and ship to the consumer. So I'm on both sides of it. I am both the unstoppable, the immovable object, and the unstoppable force. I am both sides of it. Which one will win? I don't know. I'm betting on both sides. So, yeah. I had a friend tell me he couldn't afford to pay $8 a pound for chicken. What kind of chicken costs $8 a pound? When I buy chicken, my target price is usually $3 a pound. There's times that you can get, well, it depends on if you're talking bone in or boneless, but like bone in wings and thighs and stuff are often under $2 a pound. Boneless breasts a lot of times are $3-4 a pound, but yeah, it's like a few bucks a pound tops is what I'm paying for chicken. Then I challenge you to a 1v1 in Call of Duty. My net worth for yours, let me know. No. never been good. Never been very good at video games. Though I failed on my live stream to defeat the Theater of Blood solo normal mode. I did it earlier today. I got through Nilos. I got through Zarpus was my next hurdle, and then I got through Verzik. I do not have a chicken wholesaler, Daniel. Basic wants to take up on that 1v1. Many IPAs deep is the real Dan. He's the same. Dan is definitely different in person. He's actually super tall. It doesn't come through the camera, but I am 6'4" 3/4. Would you autograph my Dan Mezu promo at Card Party? So I will definitely not be at Card Party in Florida. I will potentially be at Card Party West Coast, Pacific Northwest, Card Party Seattle, Washington, whatever they're calling it. I will likely be at Card Party, that one. Likely, potentially. How dare you do this to me, Dan, innocent subscriber that clicked the RuneScape stream. My video Monday did fine. I expected my video Monday to be like a 5 out of 10 video. I expected it to be in the middle. I didn't think it was going to be my worst in my last 10. I knew it was going to be my best either, though. And it was 5 out of 10. It had over 1,000 views within 12 hours, I believe, which is like normal for me. Lately, though, I've had a lot of them getting 2,000-3,000 within a day. That one's not going to do it because I didn't think it was like, it was too long. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough to do that. It wasn't the algorithm punishing me. A lot of people will take like, oh, I said, did whatever the wrong thing. The algorithm's just punishing me. When you externalize it in that way, and I think to an extent that is valid. To an extent, I think that's happening to me right now. But when you fully put it on the algorithm, when you fully externalize, you own no blame yourself. That doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good to say it's entirely outside of my control. Because one, that's not true. It's objectively not true. I've listened to some Mr. Beast podcasts. I've listened to him on some podcasts. If you this is actually the analogy that he gave. This is the way that Mr. Beast himself described it. He said when people externalize the blame on the algorithm, oh, the algorithm didn't like that. He said every time you say algorithm, change it for audience. It's not that the algorithm didn't like the RuneScape stream. The audience didn't. One thing, the reason I did it, and the reason I like talking about finance in Pokemon, the reason I like talking about RuneScape in Pokemon, the reason I like talking about meat in Pokemon, those are me. Those are the things that I like. I want to find people in one thing that I like that like other things that I like. Because I've talked about smoking meats, because I've talked about mowing lawns, because not that I like mowing lawns that much, but it is a nice little escape, whatever, a nice little chore to let my mind wander and catch up on some podcasts. But because I've talked about RuneScape in Pokemon, I've like met and talked to new people. I'm in new Discords. I'm in like a RuneScape clan, interacting with new people I wouldn't have otherwise. Because I've talked about finance, the amount of times I've offline, off stream, I've had conversations with people in Pokemon deep about finances, deep about taxes, deep about things that I'm passionate about, that I like talking about. The only reason those things happened is because I've been like my real true self on YouTube. And like that's why we'll do it, algorithm or not. Algorithm be damned. But yeah, Mr. Beast, literally, my son's funny. He'll ask me how many subscribers I have. It's like, oh, I have 6,000 something. That's way less than Mr. Beast. Yes, son. Yes, it is. He's in RuneScape. He's always asking about like, who's the biggest monster? Who can do the most damage? What's the most expensive weapon? In Pokemon, what's the most expensive hit? What's the oldest box? What's the most expensive box? What's the most expensive everything? With kids, it's always like bigger, better. They always want like, they just like big numbers. So, yeah, Mr. Beast, the biggest guy on YouTube, the way that he says it is like every time you're gonna make yourself the victim of the algorithm, don't say algorithm, just say audience. The audience is punishing me. No, the audience is not watching. And I understand to an extent. Not that there's a direct correlation between how many views a video gets and how good it is. There are definitely smaller channels that have not yet been found out and whatever. Disclaimer Dan's coming out, and I need a caveat and disclaimer everything that I'm saying, which drives some people crazy. Football head. Mason watch, hey Arnold. That's the worst diss I've ever heard. Brad just got dunked on. Who's Ash and who's Misty? Where I'm Arnold and he's Helga. Driver Pedal says base pack auction coming up. I understood it as each pack will be weighed after every auction, potentially a lot of light packs at the end, and how you decide the order of the packs. So yeah, we're going to open it just so we know. We might have to sell like 6 packs. We might have to sell a few packs in a row to establish a baseline for like what is heavy, what is light. Because if we auction pack 1 and we weigh it as 21 grams, we don't know yet. We'll have to set it to the corner and say pack 1. We'll write down the weight. Pack 1, boom. We'll leave it on screen so everyone knows nothing's funny happening. And then pack 2, 21 grams. Like, okay, we could have opened. We could have just pulled 2 heavies, but we also could have just pulled 2 lights. We don't know. We need more data. And then if pack 3 is 20.6, like, okay, 0.4 grams lower. That's probably a light. These are probably heavies. Like, usually, when I used to sell heavies at Collecticons, I used to weigh the whole box. And then I would say, okay, I'm confident about these. I'm less confident about these. We'll probably have to sell at least 6 packs and weigh 6 packs and then start opening and figuring out which ones are going to ship sealed and all this and that. But yeah, we'll kind of have to figure it out a little bit as we go. It will be our first big box break But as I said, you're not afforded that opportunity with jungle even. So set 2 is going to be tough. Maybe I need to rethink it. I might need to rethink it honestly before I even do it. It's this week. I need to figure it out soon. But jungle is hard to weigh. Maybe jungle, it's like we'll put it on the scale and we'll tell you like, hey, this is the weight. Here's the weights of the other one. Do you want to rip or ship? And then if they don't answer, we'll ship by default. I like the rips though. If we sell 36 packs and no one rips, it's like, that's kind of a bummer. You kind of want to see some people rip, right? We'll see though. Dan's kind of a football head if you turn your phone on its side. I turned my head on the side. How's it going, JF? Good morning. You must be in the EU somewhere. Is it proven that the hollows aren't independent, i.e. one Zard makes it less likely to pull another Zard? I don't really know. I don't think I've ever opened a box where there weren't duplicates of at least something. I've never opened a box. I've opened boxes with 2 Charizards. I've never opened a box with 3 Charizards. I have opened a box with like 3 Poliwraths or 3 Magnetons or something. I was there at the last stream and I liked the idea you had of weighing the pack and opening only the heavy one and selling sealed the lighter one. That's what I want to do. But yeah, maybe we auction all 36 packs and we would just have to we would have to be careful. We would have to keep everything on screen so people aren't getting their things swapped and getting worried about it. But oh, I have the wrong thing open. Let me get rid of that. So maybe what we do is we open it, auction pack 1, pack 2, pack 3, pack 4, and then as we're auctioning them, I know these are not base packs, but they're what I have. Like as we auction them, we literally put a sticky note right on top of them. We put them at the top of the screen. They'd have to stay in frame. Though with Fanatics cares about security. They care about all that stuff. There is a security camera off to the side. So like even if something slipped off screen, no funny business would be going on, and we would have them captured on the security camera. That's a much wider angle. But like maybe we just pack 1, pack 2, pack 3. Like we go top down, and then here's 1 through 36, and then at the end we weigh them all. So yeah, we might we'll see how it goes, but we might have to we'll do 36 auctions within an hour, within 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll rip them all at the end. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to do it, and none of them are perfect. As I said, pros and cons to any of them. Wasn't Logan Paul's first base box a 2 Zard box? I believe his first one had 0, and his second one had 2, I believe. Here we go. Basic Trainer hitting us with some nice quotes. If you must lie, lie in the arms of the one you love. If you must steal, steal away from bad company. If you must cheat, cheat death. And if you must drink, drink in the moments that take your breath away. That is, I don't think that's a Basic Trainer original. I've definitely heard something along those lines. Appreciate you, Basic, bringing in the nice fancy quote, though. If they're really independent, then there's like a 0.5% chance you could pull 4 Charizards from a box. I've never heard 4. And if anyone's ever seen a base set uncut sheet, shout out to TCA Gaming. I've seen several. I've seen his. I've seen him on eBay elsewhere, Heritage. But speaking of that, I've actually got a bunch of uncut sheets that'll be auctioning on Heritage in March. Quite some time from now. Not quite the turnaround of Catch 'em All collectibles on Fanatics consignments. But if you've seen the sheets, and this would be like a Tavis King thing. I talked with Tavis. I watched a bunch of his videos about the collation of like beta magic, alpha magic, and you could track printing. You could track the way the commons and the rares and all those things would go. There might be something like that with alpha. It was different because you had 110 cards on a sheet, and there were like 3 different rare sheets because there's over like 300 rares in that. In this, there's only 15 hollows, and there's 100 and is it 11 by 10? I believe there's 110 cards on a sheet. So there's like 6 or 7 Charizards on a sheet. There's like 5 or 6 polygraphs on a sheet. And I believe there's different sheet variants too. There might be some, because it's probably not true random. If it was true random, as you said, 1 in 200 base set boxes would have 4 Charizards. But it's probably not true random. It's probably like quasi random based on how a sheet looks, based on how a sheet collates. But I'm not positive. Dan's personality traits: lawnmower, meat, beard, RuneScape, finance, Pokemon, lawn mowing YouTube channel confirmed. Can we get a Pokenomics Discord update with a new boom? New Patreon members more active? Yes, absolutely. It is booming. It is at all-time highs right now. It's weird. I don't do the back end of the Patreon. Jake is the one that runs that. We don't have 600 members. I was actually talking with Alex at one point, Nostalgianomics. I think if you go to it, it looks like we have 600 members, but there's like a free option that you can click subscribe. 725 members it shows. We don't have that many paying members. We have like 300-ish, I believe. But you can like join for free, and then you'll just get like the censored post. You'll get like, hey, Pokenomics posted, spend money to unlock it. So yeah, that's the way that it works. It's at all-time highs, but it's not as high as it looks if you just go to the page through Google. What's your opinion on the surveys on RuneScape membership changes? People were going crazy about it. I know people are sensitive due to the Squeal of Fortune and all that stuff that went into RuneScape 3, microtransactions, the evolution of combat, all that stuff. Price is going to go up over time. I expect it to go up over time. I think they could have done that in a lot better ways. In hindsight, I think they know that too. The CEO made a response, I believe, but I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit if they double the price, to be honest. People don't want to hear that, but like, and a lot of people will rabble, pitchforks, torches, and they won't actually stop their membership. They'll vote with their wallet that they will pay these new higher prices. And until they start voting with their wallet, they won't. Like if 50% of members if 50% of members actually cancel their membership after that announcement, RuneScape would take notice. Things would change. They would progress. They would tread very lightly. That's not going to be the case. It's not going to be the case. I think you'll be fine weighing the whole box on camera, then shuffling, then putting it back. Maybe that's what we'll do. And maybe, I guess I might as well talk this out here now, right? So that I don't end up on a rattle video for doing it the wrong way. But if PK is doing auctions over here, and I'm over to the side on the security camera that you guys can't see, but Fanatics can see. If I'm over on the side, we open it on camera. I don't know what we'll do. I could weigh the whole box on the side. We could bring it back on screen, and I could say like, hey, here are the pack weights. Here's what's heavy. Here's what's light. And then we shuffle them all on screen, and then we just auction them in order. So we shuffle them all after having weighed them all. We shuffle them all. I just don't know if it's worth having a captive audience of potentially 100+ people on Fanatics Live and make them watch us weigh a box for 20 minutes. That feels like a bad use of time. That feels like we're going to have a lot of people itching to buy stuff just drifting away. I feel like we should be running auctions and we should get things churning. As long as things are entirely shuffled on screen multiple times over, we'll spend 3 minutes thoroughly shuffling the packs and talking through what we did and saying, hey, our threshold for heavy is this, our threshold for light is this, and then boom. We'll see though. Driver pedals. If you're not yet set up, down in the description below, there's an affiliate link. You get $25. I get $25. If you are signed up but you haven't yet bought anything, catch them 20 saves you $20 off your first buy now purchase. If you've done both those things, I don't really have anything for you, unfortunately. But dollar auctions, you might get a deal. I might not have to give you a deal. The market might give you one, right? So other than that, too, if you're a PSA member, if you're a 150 tier, you have a $60 credit in your email. If you're a $200 tier, you have a $125 credit in your email. So check those out. People already listing McDonald's Happy Meal cards for $5.99 to $800 on eBay. The hype can't be stopped for 150 packs. People getting the full cases again like they did last time. I want to participate in the box break, but having flashbacks to March 2024 where you pulled the hollow Chansey for me. I think this time I'm choosing the ship. LOL. Got that card on display to remind me. Should have kept it sealed. The way that we're going to do it, though, likely, is that if it's a heavy, it's going to be ripped. We're not going to ship heavy sealed. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. Yeah, Ray with that $700 polygraph. That was rough. Thanks for answering my questions tonight. New to the hobby, started ripping 151 and then watched YouTube videos about sealed. Here I am, sealed boxes in my closet. Thanks for being here. Nice to have you here. Auction each pack where they're also bidding on the blind randomized out of a bucket slot. They'll be ripped. That way you can weigh after auction and there's excitement for the order. Auction each pack where they are also bidding on the blind randomized out of a bucket slot. They'll be ripped. That way you can weigh after auction and there's excitement for the order. So basically like weigh all packs, label each pack, number pack with the weight, and then you don't buy like pack 1 necessarily. You buy us pulling out of a hat a number between 1 and 36. That could be done too, but that one just lends more issue of like Dan knows pack number 8 was heavy. Somebody that Dan knows bought a pack and then Dan made sure they got the heavy. I don't like that one because I don't like picking a number out of a hat where there could be thoughts of like Dan or PK might have known the number. Yeah, I don't like that one for that reason. I want to think of like, how could people think? I know PK knows. We are not doing anything shady. I just want to do the most strategic way of like, there's not even a way. Like I try to do things. That's why I like selling. I used to like selling things as heavy versus light. Someone actually suggested that to me. They said, hey, Dan, instead of auctioning the packs as unweighed, why don't you weigh them all, auction the 24 lights as lights, auction the 12 heavies as heavies. I could do that too. I like, though, auctioning is unweighed. I don't know. Like, again, there's probably 50 ways you could do it. There's probably 50 ways you could do it. There's probably 50 ways that people have done it in the past. I just want to do the way that is least likely to have someone out there saying, oh, Dan clearly did this, something that I didn't do. I just want it to be concrete, that there's like no way that anyone has any thought, worry, concern. You can only go so far with that. At the end of the day, someone could say, oh, Dan resealed every pack in that box, CT scan, blah, 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 blah. Don't bid. Don't buy the packs. If you like that is not happening. That is never going to be happening with Catch 'em All collectibles. But like on the furthest levels of absurdity, someone could always have something to say. So like I guess maybe I'm thinking about it too much. We're successful on Fanatics because we always have action. Stick to the formula. You can weigh the packs as the auctions get done and write the weights. That way it gives people the time to think if they want to rip or keep sealed. 2-man stage, 1 screen. I think you underestimate how much your audience would enjoy watching someone weigh base set packs. One thing, when I talked to Fanatics about this, they actually had some concern. They're a sports platform. They don't know exactly what the weighing means or is. Like, I'll have to educate as I'm doing it what's happening. It's a little bit of it's a decent bit of a gamble because we're bringing something to a sports platform primarily. And a lot of the people will have no idea. Like, he's got a scale. Is he scamming me? What's going on? I am aware of that potential too. There's a lot of things to think about. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I'm going to think about the 20 different ways that I might do it. We could rip everything. We could rip everything too. I don't know. This is the way that I was anticipating doing it. Auction a pack, weigh it, rip it if it's heavy, ship it if it's not. And then on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. I need to watch back. I'm gonna give myself homework to watch back to like some of the ones. I'm gonna watch back to some that were done recently, some that were done a few years ago during the boom. I can't remember what everyone did. I really would rather not destroy people by ripping light packs and giving them $5 worth of singles. If you have two people, you can have one of you weigh it out while the other one is auctioning other stuff. I'm not your primary target, but I feel more comfortable knowing how many heavy packs there is. You don't get a chance to gamble on truly unweighed packs too often. If you auction them as heavy light, you lose a lot of the gambler's premium and fun that you get from a full booster. Rip everything for the culture. After a couple packs, you're going to know roughly what's heavy, and if close, set aside till later. That's probably what I'm going to do. I probably won't weigh the whole box. We'll probably weigh as we go. We'll just be talking about it as we go. One thing that can happen too, I've had it happen to me, is like you think a pack is heavy and then you rip it and it ends up being light. I'm probably going to have to refund somebody if that happens, and then she'll still ship the stuff. So yeah, it's going to be wild. It's going to be fun though. But I'm going to call it a night there. I've been going for a little over 2 hours. Hopefully this has done enough to please the almighty algorithm gods. Hopefully this has pleased the audience enough. As Mr. Beast has taught me, don't say algorithm, say audience. Hopefully the audience can forgive me. Hopefully the algorithm can forgive me for having played RuneScape live on stream. I've still not gotten the pet King Black Dragon. Still trying over here. 4,300 kills of the King Black Dragon, and I don't think I'm getting the pet. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I've had it going the whole stream. But I appreciate everyone hanging out. Yeah, absolutely. I just want to make it as fair, open, honest, transparent as possible. I guess you could just say, hey, Dan, no scales. Rip everything. That destroys people, though. I don't want people to lose $500 plus. If we can cushion the blow a little bit with giving you a light pack, that'll be better. But yeah, I will be back next week. I will record my video for Monday before I leave for the weekend. Sunday night, if you are interested, I'm going to drop a link to the Pokenomics Patreon. Jake and myself. Jake was recently live on YouTube for the first time in several months. Jake and myself, every month on Patreon, we do a live Zoom call once a month, and we do a deep dive. I did it into live streaming last month. Jake is doing something this month. I don't know what. Every third month, we have a guest, and we've had TCA Gaming. We've had Deep Pocket Monster. We've had Old School Pokemon. We've had a ZNG Emporium. A lot of different people in the hobby do our quarterly guest deep dive. And also we have office hours every week. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I am live in Discord voice chat in the Pokenomics Patreon every week. Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. Jake is Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. So for $10 a month, you get our entire multi-year backlog of old Zoom calls. We do not record the weekly office hours, so you don't get that backlog. But all the deep data dives, all the historical booster box prices and pop reports and all the things we've done, market caps, those are all there. So if you are interested, go subscribe over there. I'll see you tomorrow in voice chat. I'll see you Sunday in the live stream. But if not, that's fine too. I'll see you Friday. Pokeflips is going to be early. I am setting out for PK's house at like 1:30 p.m. Friday. So we're doing Pokeflips 11 a.m. 1 p.m. We're doing it early. It'll just be Nick and I. We are due to have a guest, but I didn't want to have a guest on a short stream with different times. So Nick and I are going to do back-to-back, just us. And I'll be live next week as I always am on YouTube. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. If people want to degrade the lights, I probably won't like middleman that service. I'll ship to you and then people can do that. But yeah, with that, I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate